devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
Listen, folks, DLD After Dark is hands down the best podcast in the country. I mean, hands down, folks. There's no other live stream like it. That Dark guy really knows what he's talking about. Oh, and fuck the ATF. Listen, folks,
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. I'm hoping that you guys 10:30 Pacific time. I saw that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Both old Larpy and myself were running a little bit behind. I'm hoping that you guys were able to. This is great. You guys are incredible. I'm hoping you guys were able to hear that little bit of audio that came in there. I have one more, but I think I'm going to have to wait for maybe 30 minutes to slide by first before I play that one. Maybe even 60 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. I think, I don't know, maybe.
gigantic fag.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll wait on that one. I'll wait on that one. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and hang out, man. It really means a lot, and especially tonight, on a night like tonight, we have your boy Larperators Anonymous in the building, and it's going to be a good one. He is celebrating 10,000 subscribers. I swear he did it like overnight. I mean, this guy's crushing it, and he honestly, he deserves it, man. He does excellent content, hilarious content, great intros. The intros, bro. The intros are insane. I will give you guys a quick little forewarning. Tonight, I ended up picking up the little one a day or so early, so I have the little one here. So if she just decides to wake up and walk in here, then I'm all of a sudden on her time. So I may leave Larpy in here by himself while I go tend to the little one at times throughout the night, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. What I'm going to do is take the next 10 minutes or so to welcome all of the channel members and literally one by one, boom, 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 welcome every single person. If you're new here, that's what we do. We take the next 10 minutes or so to welcome everyone. If you claim to be new, I don't believe you because YouTube doesn't show my content to new people. So, also, if you're watching this the next day or the next day or the next day, then drop a little comment, drop a little Replay Mafia comment, drop a recapitulation syndication comment or something cool like that. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So, if y'all don't know, this channel is nearly 100% supported by the viewers and nearly 100% supported by channel members. Like that's you guys. That's crazy. So it's going to be a blast tonight. We're going to have a good one. And yeah, appreciate you all being here. So first in the chat tonight was your boy Kurt 24, Loki, the producer of the show. Don't let nobody know. Kurt, I appreciate you. Not only is he a channel member, but he is also Ahmad, appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. We got Blue Curtain Burner in the building. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let's see, Blue Curtain, Kurt 24, Zanty Misfit. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see, Zanty Misfit, Kurt 24, the producer of the show. Blue Curtain Burner. We got Johnny Propane. What's up, fam? Great to see you. Also a channel member. And these guys have been channel members for like forever. Man, Blue Curtain, you were close, bro. He said 10:27. I went live at like just after 10:30, maybe 10:31, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close. All right, Johnny Propane, Blue Curtain Burner. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. Is it 10 o'clock yet? I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I love this, Kyle. Which by the way, Kyle, you're the man. If you guys don't know this, Kyle Wade is with Anderson Manufacturing, and those guys are cranking out some serious stuff, man. You know, every now and then when I talk to people about Anderson Manufacturing, they're like, "Oh yeah, they make the poverty pony," and I'm feeling Kyle's pain already because he said like it makes him cringe when someone says poverty pony. I need you guys to know this. So, um, Anderson makes a lot of stuff, okay? They may even make stuff with other companies' manufacturing marks on them. So, the next time you're rocking your, "Oh, I don't run Anderson, I only run my," it's probably Anderson. I'm just gonna let you know that. But also one of the cool things that they did, not to too much on Kyle's horn here, pause. Not to dive too much into this, but one of the cool things that they did, they realized that a couple of the law enforcement agencies out where they are in Kentucky, uh, the guys had to buy their own rifles. And they were like, "Oh, this is kind of crazy. So let's see what we can do to help them." So they started making a very affordable version of their ARs, complete ARs, not just uppers and lowers. I don't know if y'all know this, but Anderson makes way more than just uppers and lowers. And they beefed up the gas blocks, the gas tubes, the BCGs, and they made this super reliable platform that at least two police agencies are using. And it was so successful that they said, "You know what? Let's do this for civilians, right? You know, let's crank it up and get it out there for the civilians." And that's called the Anderson Frontline Edition, and it is still super affordable. We're talking like $600 to $800 for a duty level rifle. It's dope. So I would encourage you guys to take a look at it. And actually, you know what? I forgot. Anderson Manufacturing. There's a code that I would never use. Shout out to PSR. Never, ever, ever use code DARK if you're shopping at Anderson Manufacturing. Just saying. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Appreciate you guys. Let's see who else we got up in here, man. And I appreciate you, Kyle. You're the man. Let's see. So Fluffy Bunny, Kurt 24. It's funny. Every time something like that happens, like with the Anderson thing, it's like there's a story there, right? So like let's tell the story. The story is what is exciting. Like that story excites me. I don't know about you guys, but that excites me. Okay, let's see. All right, we got Kurt 24, a Flying Rich Firearms. What's up, brother? Also Ahmad. Appreciate you, my guy. ADXR920, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a channel member, long time channel member. Lightning McQueen, brother, what's up? Great to see you. Also a channel member. Let's see who else we got. Let's see, Kurt 24, Lightning McQueen. Let's see, Moose 47. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Also a channel member. Yes, indeed, free the CRS. Oh man, yeah, I like want to cry every time I think about it, man. Matt Hoover, bro, we miss you and love you. Free CRS. Let's see, Lightning McQueen, Kurt 24, Senor Bob. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Appreciate you as well. Live life. Okeechobee in the house. every like week he is in a different state and city. It's hilarious. Live life. Great to see you. He says Alabama in the house. Lightning McQueen. Yo, my guy. Okay, if y'all don't know, whoopsh, almost lost that. Whoopsh, Goonbeam is the best flashlight manufacturer on the planet. Go check him out. Link is in the description. Also, if you use code DARK, you save some money and stuff. I'm just saying. Let's see. Senor Bob. Barton Fink. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Have you made life hell for a tyrannical government official today? Excellent question, man. I really need to brush up on my questions like that. Senor Bob, Flying Rich Firearms, Lightning McQueen. Let's see who else we got up in here. Drew, what it do? Lifetime channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see who else we got. And actually, it looks like we have a caller. Caller, go ahead and state your name.
It's known by power.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Listen, folks, DLD After Dark is hands down the best podcast in the country. I mean, hands down, folks. There's no other live stream like it. That Dark guy really knows what he's talking about.
Oh, thank you.
Fuck the ATF.
Oh, well, I appreciate your call, sir. Thank you so much. Can you leave your name, sir? Oh, he hung up. Okay. All right, let's see. G-rated. We're trying to keep it G-rated, man. We're trying. It's already off the rails. There's nothing we can do. It's totally out of our control. Let's see. Flying Rich Farms, Barton Fink. There he is. T for Tejas. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Mr. First Customer. Let's see who else we got. Gort. What's up, brother? Gort. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member, a long time channel member. And you can also find him in 2EDU's live chat every Friday. I'm just saying, he's the homie. Zanti, we already said what's up to Zanti, Kurt 24, Flying Rich Firearms, Gort. Let's see who else we got here. T for Tejas, Zanti, Flying Rich, Mike McClune, the Goon. Great to see you, my guy. Appreciate you, my man. And I know people that are probably here for the first time are like, yo, why is this dude literally going by like through one by one saying hello to every single channel member? Because the channel members are what literally supports this mother channel. Agorizer, my guy. Great to see you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And y'all have been channel members for like forever. So I appreciate y'all. Mike McClune the Goon is also a moderator. Sorry, words are hard. Yeah, he's also a moderator. So show him some love. And Kurt 24 is dropping the links. He started first one in chat with a link. Which, by the way, I'm tripping. Kurt 24, I owe you a whoosh, crisp high five. Whoosh, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's see who else we got. Senor Bobs, Anti-Misfit, Mike McClune the Goon, Kurt 24, Lightning McQueen, T for Tejas, Agorizer. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any channel members here. Prepared citizen. Great to see you, bro. Great to see you. We were actually on Red Dawn Readiness last night together. It was like so cool. Appreciate you. Not my name, Chinamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Cali Prepa. Chinamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see who else we got. Frag on my hamster is sleeping right now. I may be able to show him off later. We'll see. We'll see. Everyone else in here, quick little honorable mentions. We got DJ Play Nice in the building. What's up, brother? Frag Out Design Studios, who literally hand drew the engraving on that Anderson AR right there. Well, the upper and lower are Anderson. Rumor has it, Dark was going to have JD Vance as a guest also, but Crumb's couch didn't meet his standards. The only funny meme the left has ever made. Dang. Let's see. G23, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Damien, my brother in Christ. What's up, fam? Prepared Citizen, of course, check him out. He's got a lot of medical stuff on his website. Drop your website too. It probably won't let you link it, but just put like the part before the .com stuff, and people can check it out. Of course, Kyle Wade, my guy. What's poppin', brother? Good to see you. Let's see, prepared citizen. Hey, Clint Eastwood, brother. Great to see you. Dark, I watched something you would enjoy. What's that? What was it? Lay it on me. Liberty Trigger, what's up? Thanks for joining. Shangy girl, great to see you. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Jin Champ, my guy, great to see you. Let's see, JC Neener, great to see you, brother, as well. Thank you, thank you. And oh, there you go. There's the Goonbeam link right there, right there. Shangy girl says, DLD After Dark. Hey there, Mr. Host. Thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out. John Doe, brother P38, also great to see you, both you guys. Range Minded Podcast. What's up, brother? Great to see you. All you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and jump in. And, well, I was going to jump in before Mr. Larpy picked up a forbidden item. I'm just kidding. Oh, that's too funny. You too, brother. You too, brother. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, if you guys know, we had a good friend of the channel come on, Larperators Anonymous, and we even literally like pulled up his content and watched his intro, and it was just a blast, man. I think I actually got a copyright claim for that too, which it's not your fault, Larpy. But if you guys are looking for a literal blast with every video that he drops, an incredible intro for every single video that he drops, you need to subscribe to Larperators Anonymous. And also, it's just great, wholesome fun. He's a great dude. He's just one of us, and want to show him some love. So today, well, not just today, but he's recently celebrating 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. So we're going to bring him in and show him some love. So let's give him a big round of applause, Mr. Larpy Boy.
What up, everybody?
I guess I need to get like sound effects for when people come in, like the Jamaican horn, like stuff like
the
that.
bigly best guy anyone's ever met. He's here finally. He's been endorsed personally.
Gigantic faggot.
Sorry. Man, I
That
can't even
too.
really like play that one, I guess I could play like the other
Listen,
one, but
folks.
Anyway, Larperators Anonymous, man, thank you so much for coming on. Why don't you take a quick moment, introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. And before you do, you also have kids running amok, and you may need to step away. I may need to step away. So, guys,
Yes.
we're dads and stuff. Okay. So, anyway, please do a little self introduction.
What up, gang? I just want to say thank you to Dark for having me back. I was super excited to do this again and to be around all you like-minded fellows. I'm an F tier gun tuber, as I would say. Even saying the word gun tuber, I laugh because I don't
Right.
feel like I am one. Been on YouTube for, I don't know, 12, 13 years now, but created a channel, I don't know, probably about a year ago now, and just started making content because I love guns and I want to spread the gospel of the Second Amendment and just making people understand that regular citizens with no military or law enforcement background also need to be prepared. And then having night vision plate carriers, fucking excuse me, I guess I can't, frickin' is what I meant to say.
That's okay.
$4,000 rifles and all that, etc., should be totally normal in today's society. That's your every man is a rifleman, and you should be ready to do that.
It should actually be like we should think you were weird for not LARPing and training, right?
It's almost like it was written in the Constitution somewhere that every able-bodied male should be well regulated and supply their own weapons and ammunition. It's like that. In the Constitution somewhere.
You would think things like that would be somewhere in the founding documents. Alexander, thank you. So he says, DLD, have you heard anything on Jonathan Picone? I don't see his channel up anymore. Oh, wow. No, I heard a couple people say they hadn't heard from him in a while, but I've not seen anything from him in a long time. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, if I hear anything, I'll definitely let you know. Dugan just dropped a video on something exciting. Blasting caps. Excuse me.
When you say Dugan,
here, so.
Are we talking Dugan Ashley?
Yeah, like Dugan. He has
OG Dugan.
Yeah, OG Dugan. He has his own energetics channel, because much similar to what you had just said, that so the defense of this country breaks down to the defense of each state, and inside these states are military age males, and the military age males inside each state should be at least moderately able-bodied, and like
Well,
you said, should be armed, should be trained and prepared and have at the ready every the thing. Um, there is a small school of thought, probably larger than we may know because it's become kind of a taboo subject, that some people believe that the firearm is the ultimate equalizer, and that's not untrue. Um, Energetics, explosives, are truly the ultimate equalizer, because it doesn't matter who is controlling the clacker. It could be an 89-year-old grandma or a 14-year-old boy, and everyone turns into pink mist. It doesn't matter who you are, so. And it's funny because we talk about it and it's like, um think of it like this: if there's like a call of a shooting, law enforcement scrambles and everyone comes, they grab their rifles and they run towards the gunshots, right? If there's a call for any kind of like explosives or anything like that, everyone runs and they
yeah,
send in robots and dogs, right? Like it's something like they know, they're like, we're not even going to get remotely close to this, even if it might be a device. So, um, Dugan is one of the people that believe that energetics, explosives should be something that every person should, if they're interested in it, um, you
yeah.
know, should be able to learn, study, develop, and synthesize things like RDX and stuff like that in their garage. So, yeah,
Uh,
if you guys are into that thing,
love it.
and Fluffy already said it, and demonetized.
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
fucking.
go. Nice. Range Minded Podcast just sub to Mr. Larpy. So,
Thank you,
oh
dude.
yeah.
We're so close to 11,000. I'm like 10 subs away or something.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Oh, dude, we're gonna hit 11,000 tonight
let's
then
do
for
it.
sure. Taprock Tyler says, I don't know what's better, LARP stash or his intros.
I
Both
got to
are
give
top tier.
Tap a shout out too. He's another California YouTuber from
Oh, nice.
SoCal that's doing the Lord's work behind enemy lines too. He's a good dude. So anyone that isn't following Taprock Tyler and you want to hear about bullshit in California or to see some cool gear, go hit up Taprock Tyler. He's a good dude.
Dude, I appreciate that. And all you guys make sure you subscribe to him as well. It's crazy because I don't think we put enough emphasis on the fact that you are fighting behind enemy lines. You are in California, one of the most, not the most, one of the most unfriendly states.
Yeah.
So as we jump into this, kind of talk about what it's like living in California with Gavin Uscum.
So there's two
And
prongs.
and we sorry, real quick, I just want to add, we probably shouldn't say what should happen to him, but what we said before the show started.
We won't talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, living in California obviously sucks. We still have a sliver. There's always like the come and take it people. And have you seen the California flag? That's the gas flag says come and take it. And has the regarded stock on there and a
Yeah.
thin grip and like no flash hider or muzzle device.
And it
We've had
says
so
come
much
and
of the
take
pie
what's left of
taken.
it.
Dude, yeah, we've had so much of the pie taken here that
Yeah.
it's hard to comply where the laws are so confusing. It's still hard to comply.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do what we got to do, and there's people that are here because California is the breeding ground for shitty gun control laws. So there has to be
Mhm.
people here, and I know a lot of Second Amendment are pro-minded freedom people flee, and I don't blame you. But we need to stay here, guys. If there's people that are here in California, we need as much support as we can get to stop this bullshit from spreading to other states. And I know all you guys have seen it. I know, Dark, we were talking about in Virginia, there was 50 gun control bills that came
Yep.
before the legislature there. Excuse me.
Yep. You good?
So it's just spreading. So we need to do something about that. So we need to be in these battleground states. This is me on my soapbox right now. Get in those
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
battleground states and fight. Like just stop
Well,
this shit from happening. Vote accordingly and don't let this shit slide. Hold your legislators, your elected officials accountable for
yeah.
what they do.
People, a lot of times people say like, screw this, I'm not going to stay here and fight. I'm going to leave. And I totally understand that, right? I probably would myself, right? But we have to keep in mind that the plan of the, let's just call it the anti-gun lobby, whoever you guys believe is truly pulling the strings, that's up to you and your beautiful imagination. But the anti-gun lobby, the people that want you defenseless, their attack now is going on a state by state level, and they are going state to state. And just like you said, there was over 50 bills in Virginia. Thank God our governor has future political aspirations, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna literally veto every single one of them, which was great. He also did not veto some other stuff that was some bills regarding a bunch of like Homo erectus people.
Gigantic fat.
So we won't get into to that too much, but so the interesting thing is that Virginia 3 years ago was the fifth fifth most Second Amendment friendly state in the United States.
Wow.
You want to know what they are today? 13th.
Yikes, dude! In 2 years, you said that happened?
Just under 3.
Jesus, dude.
And one of the things that was taken from us was the ability, what I believe to be one of the most important things, is the ability to privately purchase property, firearms, without doing a 4473. We've always been able to buy and sell and trade firearms with no background checks or anything.
You're talking
Well,
private party, like you just meet in a parking lot and sell your gun to a friend or family or a stranger or whatever. And just
yeah, yep, yeah. If anyone outside of your immediate family, so like brothers, sisters, parents, anyone outside of your family, you need to do a 4473, which is insane. So me selling on, there's like VA Gun Trader or whatever, just like sites where you post your
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're like, "Hey, I'm 20 minutes down the street. I want to buy it." Then you say, "Okay, cool." You meet with them. Here you go. Here you go. Thank you. Bill of sale if you want to. It's not, you don't have to. Dude, that was like that was huge, man. Most of my firearms were procured that way. But they
It's
got
free
their
one, too.
way, you know. The same man that sat there on video saying, if a mother gives birth, then we just lay down the baby, we make the baby comfortable, and then a conversation would ensue about what further action. That same big old dirtbag was the same dude that killed private transactions. So
They denied your right to self-defense if need be.
yeah, yep, yep. So it doesn't matter where you are, fight where you are. If you do choose to leave, I get it, but just know that that state that you move to could turn just as, you know, non-friendly as the place that you left. That's all I'm saying. Especially if we don't, take our advocacy seriously.
Well, look at, for example, Oregon, that passed their
Mhm.
ballot measure that supposedly overwhelmingly was supported by constituents of that state that banned, it made some kind of, it was magazine capacity and you needed a permit to purchase firearms. Luckily, that got thrown out. But look at Washington. Washington now has a more egregious assault weapons ban than California has. So I know Colorado put up a good fight and they fought theirs back, luckily. But I mean, same thing, Virginia, they've had their issues. So it continues to spread. So anyone in a shit state, just stay and
Colorado.
fight. Yeah, Colorado, stay and fight.
Yep. Yep. Freedom isn't free. Might cost your freedom. Might cost your life. That's yeah. The AFT does Drag Queen Story Hour every day for lunch. I don't know
Dude,
why I believe that.
did you see that? I forget. It was on either Reddit, and everyone on Reddit in one day went to every ATF HQ that was on Google and changed it to their local
Gay bar.
homoerotic, or I was to say Homo sapien gay bar.
Homo sapien.
Homo sapien bar. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was beautiful. I love the one where someone posted a bunch of like 80% Glock auto sears and 80% Glock switches, and they left the location on their
Oh my
Facebook,
God. I saw
and
that too.
it was
Washington,
like,
D.C.
yeah, like, bro,
Yeah.
really? Like, come
Or like
on,
Virginia or whatever ATF HQ's at.
do better. Yeah. And for anyone out there that's curious, the ATF NFA branch is at 244 Needy Road, Martinsburg, West Virginia. Just in case if you guys, are curious, go ahead, do some. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. So congrats. You hit a huge milestone on your channel. You hit 100,000 subs. Oh, I'm sorry. You
I
hit
wish. That would
10,000.
be amazing. Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
You hit 10,000 subscribers, man. That's huge. And to celebrate that, you came on a show of someone who has less than 5,000 subscribers. So I don't get it, but I'm glad that you're here.
Well, honestly, anyone that knows Dark, I know you guys have been channel members and subscribers for a minute, so you know Dark. But he honestly is just you're a good dude, and you
Thank
actually
you.
reached out to me when I think I had 2,500 subscribers or
Yeah.
maybe 2,000. I'm like, dude, we got to get you on the show.
Yeah.
And I just had such a good time, and then I've gotten to know Dark outside of the show, obviously, and he's just a good dude. So whatever I can do to support you, and like, dude, your community that you build is amazing. So I just wanted to come back on and visit with everybody and hang out. Like, what better else is there to do? We're all like-minded dudes. So I wanted to be.
Man. I appreciate that. That means a lot, man. And like, I'm surprised at the small community we've been able to build. We got like almost 60 people in here, and like, I know who they are, how they are. Ting Ting just came in. Welcome, Ting Ting. She's one of the OG ladies that's been here for a long time. Man, I feel like I know all these folks. But you want to know, when I first saw your content, it was actually recommended to me. And here's the funny thing.
YouTube algorithm doing fucking the Lord's work, dude.
Right? Like, what are the chances? Here's the crazy thing. I pressed play, and I think it had literally just said like top 5 SHTF rifles or something like that.
Gear items. Yeah,
gear items. Okay. And then I clicked on the video, and I watched the first like 50 seconds. That was it. And it was the skit where you're sitting there, and the TV's on, and you're watching it. Your wife is watching it first, and she calls you in, and it's like basically saying that there's like a an emergency announcement, and that like there's like it's like full boog mode is taking place, and she's like, oh no, and you're like, yes, and you literally you throw your kid on, you're like, and it's the funniest thing is that it's playing Eazy-E that woke up quick at about noon. So it's hilarious. And then he gets all fully kitted out, and he's like walking out into his car, his neighbors across the way. He's like, what up?
Flexing on the neighbors, dude, after I drilled the third hole.
Yes, dude. He literally takes off the brace, yeets it, and the funniest thing is he has a checklist, and he's like with a dry erase, he's like scratching out, drawing a little wiener, and he takes off his brace, he yeets it out of the back door, obviously throws a stock on there, and then it's just, so he gets all of his ish ready, and he jumps in his whip, and he drives down the street, and he gets shot and killed by a boomer with a Mosin in like 10 seconds. And it's just so funny. And like in that moment, as I'm sitting there laughing uncontrollably, I literally paused it. I went to your comments. I could just tell what kind of dude you were right away, right? I literally went right to your comments. I was like, dude, love the video. I didn't watch all of it. I literally just watched the intro.
No, you're good, dude.
And I was just like, dude, I love it. Love the intro, love the video. I got to get you on the show. And look, like sometimes you just know when you meet somebody and you get a minute, like you just know, So I'm glad I had that.
When I first came on the show too, you were just super gracious and started like connecting me with other people within the industry, and the whole thing to me was so surreal at the time. It still is now. That even almost 11,000 people give a shit what I say or think, and just enjoy the content, because I just genuinely enjoy making it, and it's just kind of fun to me. It's like a side quest basically. But for you to be so genuine and like connect me with people in the industry and be like, hey dude, like you come into SHOT Show, meet these people. It was just like so gracious that I couldn't even. It almost like literally at one point in the stream, it almost brought me to tears. I don't know if you could tell or not, but I was just so taken back by how surreal the whole situation was that I was on this live stream, and someone that was bigger than me, was like having me on this live stream and connecting with people, and all the people in the comments asking questions and just showing love. I was like, dude, this is surreal.
Yeah.
So it's just so fun to be back here.
It's really cool, and I'm glad that it had that impact on you, because when I watched your content, I wanted to tear up and cry as well, but from a standpoint of love and admiration, no, I mean, dude, like, I could tell you were one of us right away, and you know I don't know, it's just you get that feeling about someone, and I at the end of every show I kind of close with the same thing every time. It's like, be kind, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others, but also, make sure that you're becoming dangerous, and all that stuff. And I believe that, and I do my best, even when like things in my life are falling to pieces. If I can continue to, if if I'm lucky enough to receive grace from the Lord every day, then I need to give as much grace as I can to others, which is, that's important,
I love
So,
it, dude.
yeah, man.
You're a big
But
dude.
thanks, man.
This
Dude,
turned very homoerotic, but you know what? We can make Lucas Botkin very mad, which I
dude,
enjoy. Let's do
that's
it.
why I exist, bro. Yeah, no, I think your channel is gonna grow bigly. I think
Bigly and hugely, just absolutely fantastic.
biggest channel in the world. I can't do the Trump voice. That's, you know. But yeah, man, you've done some
Yeah,
pretty
get a
dope
room,
stuff.
you too, Jin Champ Jr.
Get a room, you too. Hey, you don't know what it's like. Yeah, but you've done some pretty dope stuff. The work you did on the GL4 pretty recently was pretty fire.
Thanks,
Um,
man.
that's a dope unit, man. So
Yeah,
we
same.
actually do have a lot of folks that are in night vision, in the night vision world. You want to talk about that for a quick second?
Yeah, so the GL4, I don't know if you guys know who Defense Distributed is. I'm getting Defense Distributed and Defense Distributors confused. Just
Yeah,
Defense
they're
Distributed, 3D printing and ones. So Defense
yeah.
Distributed, they make a really badass IR laser illuminator for
No,
like
defense
really,
distributors makes
thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Defense
sorry.
Distributors.
Because
They
I
make
actually, okay, real quick, I have to say this. So you need to
yeah,
grab a little one. You're
yeah,
good. You're good. I'll
buddy.
tell the story while you do it.
I know.
Um,
Say hi.
V through Cast, what's up? Thank
Say
you.
hi. There's a
Hey,
bunch of
bud,
people watching you.
how's
Say
it
hi.
going? You
Hi.
currently have 60 people looking at you.
I'll be in there in 1 second, okay, buddy? Sorry, guys.
Not work safe now. He's a shirtless boy. Good to see you. Good to see you. He also taught a cat to poop in a toilet, which is pretty crazy. Um, Honoring Intimates, thank you. Man, that's so dope. Honoring Intimates, actually, I saw them in Red Dawn Readiness's video. They apparently sell like lingerie for like men and women as a couple, to buy it for women to be like fruitful and stuff, which is cool. Um, Blessings and Godspeed. May you be blessed of Yahweh who made heaven and earth. Dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate you. Let's see. There's a video about there's a video about it. Yes.
Yeah, I was saying the GL4 Pro. It's for you guys that are just getting a night vision. If you're looking for a budget-minded IR laser illuminator that's not $2,000 or $2,500 in the gray market like Final with no warranty, the GL4 Pro is awesome. It's basically visible green laser, visible white light. It's only 400 lumens, but it's almost comparable to like a Surefire Ultra in amount of spill. And then
Yep.
IR laser, IR illuminator, and the IR illuminator is like 35 milliwatts, so it's a decent output. But there's no really, it doesn't have any throw to it. It's just kind of a big flood, so you can get up to like 75 yards with it. But for $350, that is absolutely like it's a dope unit.
It's crazy. I mean, usually, like you were saying, usually you're looking at like several thousands of dollars to get a unit like that. So when I saw it, funny thing, when I first saw your video, I was like, Defense Distributed put this out, like that's incredible. So I hit up Garrett, who works at Defense Distributed with Cody Wilson, and I was like, dude, I didn't even know you guys were working on a lamb. And he's like, what lamb are you talking about? We don't make. I was like, Oh, hold on, this is a different company. So I actually know the dudes at Defense Distributed, and I hit them up, and I thought I was like, yeah, I was not cool. I thought I was cool. And it turns out that it's Defense Distributors that makes that laser aiming module, and it's cool for sub $400 to have a Viz light, Viz laser, and an IR illuminator and an IR laser for sub $400. Like for 350, that is
Dude.
insane.
Yeah, and they've made some updates. It's in the video, but they've made some updates so the attachment system is much better than it used to be. And there's actually the unit. If I was going to buy one today, it's the IRH. So they lose the visible white light. I know most of you guys are probably running white lights on your guns anyway, and
Mhm.
I'm running mostly Surefire, have some cloud defense stuff and some moth light stuff, but I already have white light. So if you go with the IRH, it gets rid of the white light and does just IR illuminator, but supposedly it has much more throw. We were talking to Nick, about that in the
Yeah,
comments today, and I haven't seen a video of it yet, but that is the word on the street. So I haven't seen any footage of one, but supposedly it has more throw, and it's the exact same price as the GO4 Pro. So if I
dude.
was to buy one, that would definitely be the unit I would go with and get more throw out of that illuminator. And it's a
Yeah,
solid unit. And I in the video, I beat the shit out of mine. Also bent my rail, and
that's
but I mean,
right. Yeah, you told me that.
dude, it holds up super well. Actually, I bent a CAC boy, URX 3.1, which I was shocked that
That's
a knife rail.
crazy.
It has some flex to it anyway. You can like flex the barrel and the rail pretty hard.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was shocked that a CAC rail would flex like that or bend from a.
I've never heard anyone say my knight's armament has some flex, but I mean you're right, right? I just never thought of it said like that. But
I
dude,
could
that
definitely
that
show
is
you, but it's a forbidden item.
I know.
So
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that
yeah,
crazy? All of this can be sitting up behind me. I could be getting ready to do a laundry list of terrible things. They have no idea. But
terrible things, big terrible things,
bigly terrible. Um,
hugely.
so okay, American Defense, yes, buy that mount if you can afford it. Buy it because American Defense is incredible. So to answer your question in the chat, um, the other thing is Surefire is good. Streamlight is good. Mild
Dude,
Light Cloud, all that stuff is good.
yeah.
But Goonbeam is bigly good. I need to make sure. Did I connect you guys too?
Yes, you did. I don't have
Okay.
any products yet.
Goonbeam, we need to hook him up with the light jammy, or the assault light. Dude, this thing is like insane, bro.
I've
It
seen
is.
actually Brass Facts did a video on some Goombeam products and had great things to
Oh,
say,
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
and that piqued my interest a lot because obviously Surefire being fucking $350-$400 for a light, like not everyone can afford that. And
Yeah.
like I'm all about trying to find budget-minded products as everyone has different income levels, but budget-minded doesn't mean cheap. And I that
Yeah.
drives me nuts when people confuse the two. That just because something's budget-minded means it's a cheap piece of shit from China. That's not always true. You can
Yeah.
find some quality products that are budget-minded. Yes, I understand it's not like a Surefire combat ready, light or optic or whatever, but you can find some solid products for budget prices.
Dude, I mean, his IR stuff is incredible. It's all that I run. It's all that I have,
You know,
aside from some like Holosun products. Dude, it's incredible. So on this one, the 10.3, oh, nice. On the 10.3, I have his white light on there, which is basically the same as this one. I literally have like goon beams all over the place, and I have goon beam in my pocket right now too. But it's the white light. It's like this, right? And it's on that 10.3 with the pressure pad. I've got like 12,500 rounds through it, something like that.
yeah.
And I'm probably I haven't even replaced the BCG. But
Run
it's
until it shoots the bed, dude.
dude, especially with the 10.3, that thing hits pretty hard. John Crump, bro, good to see you, man.
Hey,
Um,
speaking of hitting hard just on your 10.3s, are you running Voltor A5 or you just running regular buffer with like an H2 or H3?
it's an H2 buffer.
Dude, Voltor A5 all day. You got to try it. It'll change your life.
Really?
Yes, I run them on so I had a Mark 18, or I still have it. Changed the
Mhm.
buffer system to Voltor A5, and I think I did an A5H1 with my Mark 18, and it completely changed the ejection pattern and the felt recoil completely. And now I change
Really?
all my rifles to Voltor A3s, and it's fucking solid, dude. I know it sucks. BCM has one that's equivalent. I forget what they call it, but BCM has the Voltor, the rifle length, buffer tube with you. Excuse me, it's a slightly longer than a carbine buffer tube, but the spring, it takes a full length rifle spring, and BCMs is slightly cheaper than Voltor, and you can also
Mhm.
find them on BCM site consistently.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
and they're
mean,
amazing.
that 10-3, like you said, 10-3's already run hard,
Yeah, it's
and then I have a can on it, and I run it almost exclusively suppressed, and it takes a beating. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dude, I always forget that. Like, literally
oh,
right here. Okay, so you see my hand, right? Right here, I have a 6.5-inch 12 gauge sitting literally right here.
yep.
And, I don't think, oh, no, you can have AOWs, right?
We can't have AOWs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know the
because
Mark 18 is one.
yeah, which is really strange to me, but I get it. Whatever you gotta do to run what you gotta run, you know?
Have a great
Dang.
run.
Is that, like, the Lassie? Is
This
that
is his name is Trigger. Is his
nice.
name. And this is my boy that I gotta protect from the ATF. He's a
Oh,
good boy. Okay, buddy, go on.
come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
And
Alright, let me get my hamster, hold on. Come here,
I
Doogie.
have a female Australian Shepherd too. That's a blue merle. Okay, I don't want your
This
ball.
is my hamster.
Oh, hello. Oh, tired hamster.
Oh, little tired hamster. Hey, Doogie. What you doing? Huh? You sleepy? Oh, I forgot to feed you. Yes, I did. Yeah. I need to give him food a little bit later. Crump DLD 2028. Oh, please God, no, I could never.
Let's do it, Bigly.
Yeah, big big fish, little boat. Bear Creek all day, brother. 20,000 rounds, no issues. It's so funny. There's always the dudes that are like, so first off, I want to say that it took me about 10 years to get that gun to 12,500 rounds.
Yeah,
And I probably didn't run it. I know I didn't run it very hard the first, like, 5,000 rounds or 5 years, but, like, dude, there's dudes that are like, "Oh, I've got 40,000 rounds through my PSA." It's like, "Really? What's broken and what have you replaced?" I don't believe it. I don't believe it, you know? And then they're like, "Oh, that was a typo. I meant 4,000 rounds." I go,
did
"Yeah."
you see Reno May, another California gun tuber? He did a comparison on BCA uppers. I think they were 7.6239 uppers though, but he
Mm,
really had two uppers he ordered and sourced not from him, so it was very non-discriminatory. No one knew it was
mhm.
going to some social media personality,
Yeah.
and both uppers failed within a couple hundred rounds. I think the first one failed within like 50 rounds. It's like
Wow.
totally unacceptable. You
Dude,
know,
so I would not personally run anything AR related that's BCA. Um,
same.
Now I would run their Glock clone that they came out with. That actually has gotten some really good feedback. It's sub $300. It's their own frame that they are injection molding, which is actually pretty impressive. And they're sending me one in a little bit. I'm gonna check it out, but I've heard a lot of really good things about it. But one of the reasons I would never, literally ever use anything BCA related. Some people say, "Oh yeah, they're good to go. I've built a bunch of them. They're good to go." But one of the reasons I would never use anything BCA is because their QC is such shite level. They're literally, and this is for the viewers. I know Larpy's tied up, so no problem. So the QC is such a terrible level that Walt with Safety Harbor Firearms was ordering a bunch of barrels, and he got a whole order of BCA barrels in, and some of their gas holes were literally drilled on the wrong side of the barrel. Like they drilled their gas ports on the upside down side.
Hold
So
on,
like
rewind 1 second. I was distracted. Which company is this?
Bear Creek Arsenal. So
Yeah.
like what are you going to do if you buy some parts and their stuff is completely out of spec, literally like drilled upside down? Now there's going to be dudes out there that are like, I have a BCA with 17,000 rounds through it this week and it's been fine. Okay, I get it, right? You're good.
Full auto rated.
Yeah, full auto rated. But I love my side charging. Okay, dope. Really run it. Take it to a rifle class where you're gonna dump 2 to 3,000 rounds through it in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like a whole weekend, and let me know how it goes. I do not believe that it is battle ready or like duty ready. I I find it to be a little bit of a stretch to say that PSA is close to battle ready, duty ready, and PSA is beyond the quality of BCA.
Oh yeah.
I
I mean,
wouldn't,
totally love PSA's message of trying to arm as many Americans as possible to
of
make
course.
AR-15s common use items, which we already know they are, but
Yeah,
just arming as many good people as possible. But I do agree that some of their products, I think they crank them out, and the quality control is superior to BCA, but
yeah.
still there's some hit and miss there for sure.
Now the real question is Bear Creek Arsenal still going to send that Glock pistol? Since I totally deuced on them.
Question, because obviously we have a stupid handgun roster here, so I can't buy them anyway.
Mhm.
The dagger from PSA compared to the Bear Creek Arsenal pistol, are they about the same price?
They're about the same price. The dagger is a little bit better and nicer, in my opinion. But if you really want to run it, and this is for anyone out there, I get it. Um, if you really want to run the dagger, you got to replace a bunch of the parts to OEM Glock parts. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. And I respect to anyone that has a dagger with 17,000 rounds through it this week again, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, dude, anyone that has a dagger that's gone beyond 3, 4, 5,000 rounds, all of them have to replace parts. It's not saying that the dagger is bad. It's just saying that the reason why Glocks are $625 is because of the metals that they use. So they're not using 416R steel like daggers and BCA and these other companies are. They're using 4140 chromoly steel that is coated, that is QC checked by half a dozen people, that they have their manufacturing down of their small OEM parts down to a complete and utter science. They have excuse me, they have a track record of remarkable quality and reliability. You can't. If I'll put it like this, if a dagger was going to run like a Glock, it wouldn't be $300.
Totally
They
agree.
couldn't do it.
And I do understand there's products made for different budgets in mind, but at the same
Sure.
time, one of those people, it's like, dude, if it's a $350 pistol or a $650 pistol, just wait an extra month or two and save the money from those paychecks and buy a reliable,
Yeah.
solid pistol. I'm not saying you have to go buy a Staccato, but buy a solid, reliable pistol.
Or buy a used one, right? Like my first pistols were all used pistols.
I just saw of course, I was on Primary Arms website the other day ordering parts, and because I can't have them again, a Gen 5 Glock G45 police trade-in was $380 on Primary Arms website, and they were in stock at the moment. Comes with 3 magazines as well for $385.
Dude,
I'm like, and for me in California to buy Glock 45 would be like $1,100 or $1,200. So I'm just like, it's
so many people have like forgotten about aim surplus, and in California, aim surplus isn't going to help you because they don't ship. Excuse me, they don't ship most things there, but they have Gen 5 Glocks for $349 nearly every day. Gen 4 Glocks, Gen 3 Glocks. You guys are allowed to have Gen 3 Glocks, right?
That's correct. That's the only one that's on the handgun roster currently.
I personally have no issue running Gen 3 Glocks. I love them. Gen 5 Glocks, I personally see a little bit of an issue with some things that they did. I've been proven wrong so far, but I'm wondering because truly the benefit of a Glock compared to like a dagger, and dude, I have daggers, I have dagger slides, I have dagger parts, I have guns, but I have 40 Glocks. Okay, I have every
Like a
single
photograph.
possible. Got that Glock 40. Um, no,
Do you know
I
what, Bobby?
literally have nearly 40 Glocks, and I have every single combination of parts that you could ever imagine. And I'm not trying to like flex. I'm just saying for the viewers out there that I have tried nearly everything. I have hundreds of thousands of rounds through a lot of different Glock, style firearms. And the
Minus
one
the
thing,
Rooftop Auto Series, correct?
of course, never that. That's dangerous. You could also just bend your connector, and no. So the thing that Glock has over all of the Glock clones is longevity. That's it. Like, yes, your dagger will work. Your BCA 101 or 102 will work. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. The Grizzly or whatever. Your Anderson Manufacturing Glock clone will run 100%. And Kyle, if you're still out there, he knows. Like, yes, that thing is going to run, but could it run 70,000 rounds without being cleaned over the course of 10 years? I don't know. We know that Glocks can do that, right? Like I have literally seen and touched in my hands a 100,000 round Glock that was only cleaned by being put in the dishwasher. And I've for real, like cocked back and then put on one of the stems that you put like your like glasses in, and like that's real stuff. You can't take away, it's anecdotal because it's my experience, but these are experiences that I've had where I'm like, yo, like your family ate out of that dishwasher, you gave them lead poisoning, bro, like,
Dude, the real Tupperware. The
real tough.
ultimate Glock Tupperware, dude. So
I would just not recommend it sitting through a whole high heat cycle. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I just want to give a couple shout outs, dude. I see Wired Tight is in here. I was on his live stream last night. Just
All
popping
right,
to say,
tight, brother.
Wired Tight, thanks for being here. And dude, my boy Sector 7, I don't know if you're familiar with his content. He's actually, I think, dude, he's in Virginia. He's near
Who is
you.
it?
Sector 7. He's another YouTuber. He's bigger than me. I think
Oh,
he's got
dope.
15,000 subs or whatever.
Nice.
And dude, he's throwing out doing fucking Lord's work. He's doing some great content, just preparedness, being ready for different environments. He's a good dude.
Dude, I'll
So
check him out.
thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
making it, dude.
Especially if he's in Virginia, brother. Hell yeah. That's what's up. Hold on. Sector 7. Wasn't Sector 7 the government agency in a movie?
It
It was
sounds
like,
like it. Is that like Transformers or something?
yes, Transformers. That's what it was. It
Yeah.
was, yeah, that's funny. I was like, hold on, it's in my brain somewhere. Okay, and this excuse me, I'm sorry. I got like no voice. Red Dawn Readiness, what's up, brother? Another great
What's up,
channel.
dude?
Yeah, man, he's the man. I still think the M&P 2.0 is greater than Glock. So here's in my opinion. Actually, no, F that. We're not talking opinions here. Historically speaking, if you took a SIG 226, a SIG 229, a SIG 320, an M&P, an M&P 2.0, a Glock Gen 3, a Glock Gen 5, and whatever, just a staccato, an alien, whatever. You take all these 9mm handguns and you literally put them on a machine with an endless magazine and just run all of them robotically until they fail. There is categorical, like, there is evidence, there is like 100% rock solid evidence that all of those guns will need parts replaced before the Glock. And I'm not saying this like I don't want to like Glocks. Okay? I don't it's
Yes, you do. You have 40 of them.
well, it's because they're easy to build. Well, easier than other guns to build. But like I prefer I wish I could just rock a 226 and I could rock a 226, but it's just like, eventually I'm gonna have to replace parts on that thing. I'm gonna have to replace, small parts, recoil springs, barrels, and stuff like that. And a Glock historically will not have the same, you know, performance.
Grantham reliability test would say otherwise.
Yeah, right.
You're always correct.
Granthams, yeah, let's see, other people are agreeing. Red on, no, sorry, dude.
I
Baptized in
honestly,
fire was
they finally just added the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 to that California safe handgun roster, so they're now legal
oh,
here for sale.
wow.
I've been meaning to pick one up because I want to, obviously I want to try one. Obviously, the trigger. I have a friend that has an M&P, 1.0, and the trigger was fucking or it's atrocious.
Yeah.
So I want to try the 2.0, but I don't have an experience shooting one. But they feel great, and I know they have like Glock 19 size one, the full size, what one of 4.25 or 4 inch, and they have
Yeah, something like that.
4.5 inch. And I want to try both of them because I'm just they feel good in the hand. The trigger's phenomenal, better than a Glock trigger in my opinion. But I
Yeah.
don't doubt that a Glock would very much outrun probably a 2.0 and just longevity. Just on a machine in full auto or something, just running it
Yeah,
nonstop.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and that's been my experience too. Like for the Smith& Wesson M&Ps, I run them so well. Like I run them very well. I can shoot them more accurately than I can shoot my Glocks, but same kind of thing. There's going to be parts that break and need to be replaced and things like that.
I'm
Sector
like,
7, I believe, said yes. I believe that is a yes to our
yes, God damn it.
I came up with the name before I found that. Wow, that's crazy. That's
Yep,
crazy.
you got to watch more movies, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, there's some folks like my boy Joe was shooting gallery official. We were on a show, we were talking one night and we're like, "Oh yeah, like the Goonies." And he's like, "Never seen it." And we're like, "What?" And then someone says something like "Oh, Terminator 2." He's like, "Can't say I've seen that one." No. Like, what? So all these times we've referenced Skynet and you have no idea what we're talking about, you know? All these like OG movies and he's just never seen them. 40 Gang. Yeah, it
Hey,
can't
give
be
me
a
2 seconds. I'm just gonna say
yeah,
goodnight to my son.
please take all the time you need, my friend.
Thank you.
Black Diamond Guns Gear, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Great to see you. The Glock is the standard for a reason. This is true. This is true. And look, I'm they just simply work. See, you guys are more concise and make more sense than I do. But bingo. Only gun I would trust out of the box. Glock is one of those things. Now, I still would recommend that you get rounds through it first because everyone can make mistakes. Every company can make mistakes. Um, but a Glock would be one of those guns that I could feel comfortable if I needed to, either digging it up and loading it up and putting it in my waistband, or taking it right out of a box, loading it up, racking around in, and putting it in my waistband, and knowing that when I draw that thing, if I need to run it, it's gonna run. And then especially the longevity thing. I've shot them underwater. I've shot them covered in mud and sand and all that stuff. I don't know. I've seen the M&P 2.0 is the only thing I've seen outperform the Glock in many stress tests. However, they somewhat objective. Okay, so I've never seen any testing where an M&P outperforms the Glock. If there's some tests or videos that you could share with me, I would love to see those. And I'm not being funny. I'm actually being serious. Commonality across platform is also huge. So that's the other piece that we usually talk about with that as well. If we all have the same pistol, we all have the same parts, same knowledge, same grip angle, etc. Yeah. So one of the reasons that, and I used to have a bunch of different crazy guns that like didn't really like the collection didn't like kind of come together. And then one day I was like, you know what? I want to switch a bunch of stuff up so I can have like the armory concept down. So like if you go into military, law enforcement, or contractors, armory, all of the handguns fall into a particular category or set of categories. Some of them have Glocks and SIGs and M&Ps and all that. But let's say all of their rifles are HK416s or all of their subguns or MP5s. The armory concept is super important, especially in the Minuteman role, because if I have 20 loadouts and those 20 loadouts may need to be, spread out amongst people, all of us having the same rifles that take the same caliber and magazines, right? So all of them taking standard Stenag 5.56 AR mags, and then all of the Glocks taking standard double stack 9mm Glock mags. That's super important, not only for us as 20 people with 20 loadouts, but I'm just using that as an example. But like, you're going to run across stuff out in the streets, and what's the most common handgun for law enforcement, for civilians, for double stack 9mm Glock, standard size Glock, right? And then of course, the most popular rifle, like America's rifle, is a standard 5.56 AR that takes standard Stenag AR magazines, And so that ammo commonality, magazine commonality, parts commonality, super important. Totally agree. There's a few tests out there besides Garand Thumb. You know what blew me away was Garand Thumb's tests on which firearms are drop safe. Dude, when I saw the 2011s fail on Garand Thumb's drop safe tests, it hurt.
I want to pick one up right now. I have one next to me that's legit for the price. I don't know, have you guys seen the Mac 9? The Mac, I think it's the DS9.
So I saw
basically.
Yeah, I saw it at the GOA Goals event, but I did not handle it.
Dude, for the price. So my buddy here in California is on the SWAT team for Walnut Creek PD. So he is handgun roster exempt, so he can buy any gun that he wants.
Nice.
And he also shoots 3-gun competition. So he has Dan Wessons, and he has all these pimped out kind of race guns. He has 3 or 4 Staccatos, the Staccato XC. He picked one of these up and was just messing with it. And pretty much just everyone's making a joke on it, the Turcato, because it literally is a Turkish version of the Staccato.
Nice.
But dude, for the price of $1,000, you put an EGW ignition kit in there, get the trigger weight down to 3.5 pounds. A recoil spring, I think, is at 16 pounds now. It's heavy. Put it down to like 11 or 12. And the thing, shooting a Staccato and then switching right to this gun right after, you can barely tell the difference in shootability. Now, when you're racking the slide and feeling it roll on ball bearings and all that, it feels different. But shootability-wise, you can't tell the difference for a third of the cost. It's an amazing fucking handgun. If you haven't checked it out, dude, and you're looking for a good 2011, it's fucking.
Dude, I'd be open to that. There's been a few that came out that I was blown away. They're all sub $1,000, and they're all getting like glowing reviews. And I think these companies are looking at Staccato, as formerly STI, Staccato, whatever, and they're like $3,000, 3,800, 33. Like, really? Okay, watch me. Like, hold my beer. And then they're making similar things for lower cost, but we'll have to see how they perform longevity wise. But
Exactly.
there's
I got like 600 rounds through mine so far, and obviously it's 600 rounds. It's not a lot. So I don't know if it can hold up to shooting 10,000 rounds like a Staccato could. But I mean, so far, keep on looking at it because I can't pick it up. But so far, I mean, for the price, dude, it's been phenomenal. I'm eventually going to get around to doing a review on it, but I want to get about 2K rounds through it before I do it. I already have the video intro, and everything ready to go in mind. Yeah, and I have a dope one that has to do with American Psycho, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
Nice.
And dude, I can't wait to make it. Yeah, so eventually I'll get there.
It's funny. It's not that, and I can't wait to see that, by the way. That's super exciting to me. It's funny because a lot of incredible things have been created by people being pissed off at whatever like authority on something that's making stuff ridiculously expensive. Like, for example, I was literally gonna go, as I'm talking about all these companies, like, oh, what Staccato? You think you can charge $3,800? Okay, watch me, right? And not to say Staccato's not good.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're great guns. It would be awesome if they were drop safe. That would be cool. But you couldn't get the if you didn't use the 70 series style 1911 trigger, striker, hammer, whatever. If you didn't use that system in a staccato and similar 2011s and 2311s, you wouldn't get the trigger that you get, right? Like that's why it's so incredible. So, there's, I just learned recently that most shotguns are not drop safe. I was like, for real? It's like, whoopsies. Um,
How'd you learn that one?
a friend. But I too had an issue recently. I went to to look at purchasing a Benchmade folding knife, and I was looking at them, and looking at like the full MSRP on these things, they're like 239, 329, like just crazy expensive. You can get some secondhand, but most of the ones that I found that were affordable were either horribly used or fake. And I'm like, dude, this market is destroyed. You either buy them directly from, Benchmade, or um, you know, some company that's charging way too much for them, and they're most likely real, or you buy ones that might be fake for half the cost. And I just got pissed off because I know, like for certain, I know that Benchmade is getting materials in China, Japan, and Korea, and then they're shipping them to the US, and then they're assembling their knives in the US, and then they're putting
American made on there. They say American made or American assembled.
It doesn't say, but usually they say American made, which isn't technically untrue, but it's frustrating. And I bought a Benchmade SOCP dagger, and it was like $100, and I was just like, dude, like this is crazy. So I said, okay, I wonder how much it would cost, because I don't want to just go buy a fake one. I wonder how much it would cost for me to literally find a manufacturer in China to make knives that are similar to these Benchmades, and get some made for me and the boys. And then I kind of continue going down that rabbit hole, and I'm like, well, if we did that and we got them for like way less, like we could make a business out of this. And I actually identified a manufacturer. You have no idea the amount of time, energy, and Google Translate that it took for me to find a manufacturer in China. And I did.
When you say China, you gotta say China.
China.
I'm from China.
With a G. China.
with the two tribes. China.
Yeah. And I was able to get with this company and literally develop these knives, and that's how our new company, Definition Knives, was formed. So we had and this is the beautiful thing here, instead of me going to buy a knife for $329 or $259, what Benchmade did is they created a competitor. And congratulations, Benchmade, we're going to cut into your market share. So we took knives like this, and this is the Co-Pilot. This is a carbon fiber scale with a D2 tool steel blade. It's got a rollerball lock, and this thing is creepy smooth when you launch that thing out. This is one of our knives that'll be launching about the 15th of September, and it's got the blue hardware. It's got the blue thumb stud, D2 tool steel blade. None of these are lasered yet, so they don't have our logos on them, but they will be soon. These were the samples that we got to make sure that. Dude, it's so fresh, man. It's so fresh. This is the bird shot in honor of the tactical turkeys. And this is the 8CR13 MOV steel blade with the OD green G10 as well. This is, excuse me, same kind of thing as that one. Also D2. This one is D2 steel with the blue hardware. I love the blue hardware. That's a D2 tool steel blade, and it's similar to the knives that we would have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get. We also have this one here. So this is the one that Larpy wants, which is the Boyd. This one was named in honor of my father, who just passed away in July. This one is D2
Oh,
tool
dude, I
steel.
didn't know that.
Yeah. My dad passed away in
I know
July. Yeah.
that. Knife, though, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's kind of the cool thing. Like, before he had died, he was really excited about the knife company because he knows that I run the other company, DLD Hardware, and it was originally doing like really, really well, but
Yeah.
the ATF came in, destroyed everything, and then he knew that there was more opportunity to do more, and so I told him like, hey, I'm launching these knives, I'd like to name one after you, and he was like, all right, I guess, like it was
Wait,
kind of funny.
was your dad a gun guy? No, I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
saying this, but he was a gun guy. Okay.
Yeah, well, originally, no. So here's kind of an interesting thing. Well, and let me before I get into that real quick, I just want to say all of those knives are from Definition Knives, and all of them are going to be under $100. Most of them are going to be $59 to $79, and they are all going to be made in the great state of China. And we're super pumped about it.
Yeah.
September 15th, we'll be launching. So, and there's more, but we'll get. Oh, there's the black one here too. So the black one, this one's 8CR13 MOV as well. Dude, super. It's just incredible. And these are um bra- uh brass brass wash. You know what? Let me be sure. I'll get the info and share it with you guys. I don't want to speak on it incorrectly,
Yeah.
but
Joe Biden speech over here.
it's just like, yeah, I know, right? It's dude, we can't say all these terrible things about somebody like Joe Biden. I mean, what terrible things has he said?
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Oh my god, dude.
Sorry.
That's what our sitting president said. They can't demonetize that.
I know, right? Yeah. Gosh. But yeah, so check them out. Definition Knives. Me and Flying Rich are running that company, and we're super pumped about it. And sorry for all the people that had to hear that. I will say he was reading someone else's quote, but those words just fell right off of his tongue. It was weird. Where can we order the knife? Those look badass. Thank you, Victor. So right now you can follow Definition Knives on Instagram. Definition Knives, all together, one word. But the website will be up September the 15th. Oh, we're waiting on our first batch now. Sorry, I know I'm not trying to be all QVC and whatnot, but
No, you're good, dude. Plug
you
your
had asked
shit.
about my dad. So my dad originally was not a gun guy. The entire time, like from my childhood to adulthood, my dad had one firearm. He had a Marlin 30-30 lever action that he bought at Sears for like under $100.
Oh, probably through a catalog and just shipped it to the door.
I think
Or
he
the gun control app.
actually probably, but
Yeah.
I think he may have literally like gone to the store and like paid with like nickels or something. I don't know. A
Boomer
bag
said
of
it so
nickels.
well, dude. Can you imagine having a time machine and going back to like 1933? Or even what was it? Was it 1986 when they banned machine guns? Bro,
Yeah.
just walking into any gun store and just buying every fucking machine gun you could find within like 100-mile radius.
Dude, you could Form 1 them. You could literally send in a Form 1 via mail, and so there's some old documents of like people writing letters to the ATF that they were so mad that they had to wait 2 weeks to get an approved Form 1 on a machine gun
Oh my god, can you imagine?
via mail.
Could you imagine?
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That makes
Even
me
right
sad.
now, I'm waiting on another can. Sorry.
Rub it in, dude.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
don't mean to. I'm waiting on another can. That's a super heavy 30 cal can from 10 years ago, which it's been great, but now a 9-inch fireball blows out of it when I shoot it now. And I'm waiting on a new. Let's see if I have the thing here. I think I have the thing. Do I have the thing? It's an AB suppressor, 5.56 can. Shout out to Big Mac Defense. My man Jonah is awesome. And This thing is badass. It's super, super affordable, and it's got the industry standard mount on it. And it is like 4 inches shorter, and it is half the weight.
Jeez.
Yeah. So cans have come a long way, but I submitted that paperwork April 20th, FO 20. I still do not have it back.
Yeah, I thought the NFA branch shortened their timelines or kind of
They did.
shortened that up a bit. People were getting like, their cans back or approved or their Form 1s in like 2 or 3 days. I saw one instance, the
Yeah.
guy posted on one of the Facebook groups, he only got it back in 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is through a trust. So
Okay, so yeah, those take longer.
yeah. Victor Reynoso says, awesome. Thanks a lot. Tell the LARPer. I says, howdy.
What's up, Victor?
Good to see you, Victor. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. And by the way, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not paying attention to chat. I definitely wish. I posted. Well, whatever. There's a threaded pillbox holder that is on Wish and Temu, and you unthread the keychain part, and it's a 1/2x28 threaded can. It's hilarious, dude. It is like, come on.
The ATF's at it again, trying to tempt me today.
I know, right? Hold on, let's see. So, oh, man, I'm so far back. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. It's literally right here. Okay, so for you guys, this is a 12-inch outdoor camping and EDC essential durable waterproof aluminum alloy canister with sealed cap.
Yeah, that's for collecting water. That's totally what that is.
It was like, carry your valuables and your pills. I was like,
freedom pills, freedom seeds.
yeah, your 115 grain or 147 grain pills. Like that's yeah.
Oh, dude, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, I just died laughing when I saw that. But yeah, man. So what's next for you in the channel, man?
Actually, I don't know. I posted about it at the end of the last video, but dude, I cannot just help myself from being done fancy and just rambling for like an hour. So all my videos are like 25 to 30 minutes long. But at the end of the last segment of the GO4 video, I'm kind of actually in the middle of like some big life changes in terms of just career and family. So
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so I don't want to disclose too much, but I'm doing a total career change at 35. Something I've kind of always felt that I should be doing, that I've always wanted to get into, and I currently work for a family-owned business that's my family, and so I had to make the transition and kind of break the news to everybody that I'm leaving that field and going to a totally different field. Wow. And I do have to go back to school. There's some obviously additional like certifications and classes that are required. So, and potentially that could take up to a year or two. So I'm in a really big transition at that point. And then now with just 3 kids, I have a 4.5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old daughter. So, and then I still work full time, and now I'm having to do school on the weekends and night classes, etc. So unfortunately for now, the content probably is going to have to slow down even more so than it was. And I was already posting, every 8 to 10 weeks. So it might be somewhere around the same potentially, but probably longer, probably somewhere like, every, 16 weeks, maybe. Which is unfortunate because I love the creative space that YouTube provides. I mean, besides all the gay shit that they make us do that we can't post or talk about, but the whole creative process of making the intros and filming gun content, because that's like my passion and my hobby,
For sure.
So, but I do have to slow down a bit.
It's faggots done by powerful people.
Bigly powerful. So I have to slow down a bit. I mean, I have another 5 videos kind of in the pipeline that are, I have the scripts kind of written, the general idea and what I want to film on the topic, but and also now at this age, having 3 kids, all my friends are my age, they all have kids and full-time jobs. So to get people to come out and help me film and be either actors or filming, it's so difficult. So even like my good buddy Cassidy, who's the Asian guy that was in the What's in the Box video, who played Morgan Freeman, in the intro that was like 7. And he's also been in like I made a 2011 pistol video. He was the other character in that video. Yeah. So he's like my primary kind of actor and other filmer. And he just had his second baby and he's opening a new business himself. So I was like, hey, dude, what can I get you to help me film this next video? And it's actually on a Roscoe manufacturing upper, an 11.5 inch, which I've always thought that Roscoe was more of like a budget-minded company. You know, you can
Mhm.
get uppers for $800 out the door. So
Mhm.
not like, Bear Creek Arsenal or PSA, I would say, kind of more at the mid tier, but lower into that mid tier.
Mhm.
But it's been such a good upper. Like
Is
I'm
this your
shocked.
boy? Is that
Oh yeah, that's Cash right there. Yeah, what's up, dude?
what's up, man? Thanks for coming in and hanging out.
My boy. So yeah, so trying to align our schedules to get out to film and make content. He's like, hey, dude, it's going to be a couple months before I can, we can make something happen. So it's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things. I'm just trying to find the time personally in my life and align with other people to make the content happen, which has just been difficult.
Yeah. So are you going through the process of getting licensure and things so you can like travel with the carney or um what is it a farm related field or something different?
It's completely different.
Okay. So and you don't have
I
to say
guess,
anything. I was just curious.
no, yeah, no, you're good. No, it does. It's just a totally different realm than what I'm in now, and it just requires certain certifications and school classes that I have to have before I can even apply to jobs in that field.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to school, and yeah, so there's gonna be long periods of time. There's actually one point I have to be gone for probably 6 months indefinitely.
Mm.
Um,
Will
so
it be better for you and your family and your
oh my
future?
goodness, yeah, and that was actually the biggest point for me was
Was
my
that a whistle
that
from
was that
mama?
is my wife. With my children, they're both in bed crying. I can hear them crying.
That is
Daddy,
gangster.
daddy.
If you want to go say goodnight again or whatever you gotta do, man, go ahead, dude. I
Yeah,
don't want to
I
keep you.
probably will in a sec if it keeps on melting down over here.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I have to go into a totally different realm of career, but it's definitely going to be more conducive to family life. And especially for me, it was just being fulfilled. Like every day at the end of the day, I want to go home and feel like I gave back to society. I
Mhm.
made a difference, when I'm laying on my deathbed, that I contributed to society, made a big difference.
Yeah.
So, and also that my boys look at me and my daughter, and they're proud of, not that they're not proud now, but proud of what dad chose to do and dedicated his
Yeah.
life to. And
Mhm.
family to me is really, really important. I know it probably doesn't come across on the channel, but that's one of the most important things in my life to me. So this is definitely going to give me more time off with my family. I'll be required to be at work some days, but I'll have more days off than I do now. So in the long term, and also it's a steady job. But right now, the field that I'm in, it's very dependent on the economy, and that ebbs
Yeah.
and flows, of course. So there's months where I make no money. Someone said OnlyFans, yeah, Cass, fuck you,
Mhm.
dude. um, there's
Dude,
a
go ahead,
sorry,
go ahead.
go. No, go.
Well, I was just gonna say that because you mentioned like you don't know if it comes across in the channel the tremendous care and love for your family. I think it's important that people realize when you meet people that call them larpers, call them whatever, right? Preppers, whatever. I know I just became an MVE by saying that stuff, but y- you know usually like the actions that somebody takes like that is generally fueled by protecting something that they care about so much that they're willing to put their life on the line for it, right? And for the most part, when it comes to like people that live a life of preparedness or people that train and train and train as hard as they and we do and have the kit that they do and beat it up the way that they do, beat it up. It's generally because of their profound love for family, their profound love for Christ, their profound love for standing up for what's right and what's righteous. Like we're put here to be a warrior of God, right? So like it's I think it shows through by just you showcasing who you are. Even if you never mentioned that you had a family or children and all that, it's like that exists within that world, at least the way that like we see it. Other people see it as like, oh, these, Cheeto dust finger basement dwellers, like they have their own way of looking at it, but people of opposing views, of course. But I think the way we see it is different.
Yeah. Um, hold on one sec.
Go ahead, man. Do your thing. Wired type, bro. Great to see you. The true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. Wow, beautiful.
So Sam, I might have to run 1 second, just real quick.
Yeah,
to go
take your time, brother. You're
But,
totally good.
I was gonna say, think about to the family. And I think a big part of our culture that's dwindling is self-preparedness and just taking responsibility for your own self-protection
Hmm.
and your own freedoms yourself, like taking charge of your life and being
Yep.
responsible for your own well-being and your family and your life situation. So being able to, even within gun culture, for example, teaching your children the responsibility and relying on their self and no one else to keep their family and themselves safe, is something that I'm obviously very supportive of. And I think the best way for us to change the culture and the community is by having children and teaching them those standards and those kind of life thoughts and processes of this is how
Yep.
self-sustainment and self-preparedness and education and firearms and kind of the general basis of what freedom is about, and
Yeah.
really trying to spread that to your children. Hold on 1 second, guys, I
Yeah.
gotta go.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Gutter cheese, thank you, brother. Says DLD After Dark. Check your PO box soon. Hopefully that's a good thing. If you send me a box covered like in fart spray, I'm not going to be happy. Or a jart. If you guys don't know, a jart is a fart in a jar. Well, whatever. Anyway, Sector 7 says self determination. Absolutely. So one of the things, especially seeing my father passed away on July the 11th, this past July the 11th, and he lived a life dedicated to Christ, and he spent his entire life, almost his entire life, enhancing the kingdom of God. And I know because of that, for certain, I know that he was given access to the eternal kingdom of God. There's no question in my mind about that. Um, and one of the things that I was able to see through experiencing this, the 2 months that he was in the hospital and when he had passed away, um, if it wasn't for my faith, I would have been totally broken up by what happened. It would have destroyed me. But understanding where he is and that the worldly life, the life while we're here on this earth, is just a tiny tiny blip on the radar of eternity. So I know that I'll be with him again, and all the saints and all the you know the thing, all right. But it's partly one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, just to explain this to you guys and kind of touch on what Larpy was just talking about. Um, Things have been very, very challenging lately with DLD hardware and launching definition knives and just balancing everything with the family and with everything I have to do on a daily basis and the channel at night and everything from managing relationships with companies and scheduling guests and everything that we have to do. It's challenging, it's difficult, and I prefer that, right? But it would be very easy for me to just get a job, and not have to worry about all this other stuff, which would obviously cut into everything that I'm doing, with my businesses and my channel and all that. And seeing my father pass away and seeing what's left behind after he's gone, right? Even though that's also kind of a worldly aspect of it, but I kind of had to choose and say, okay, I've had to just throw on a suit and pretend to be something that I'm not every single day, just to make enough money to live and take care of my family. I choose not to do that. I choose to be authentic to myself. I choose to build businesses that are bigger than me so that they could be here when I'm gone, hopefully, provided that our society stays together. And I choose to be disciplined, to be driven, and to create. As men, we're put here to create. And I think it's really important that we create something that's bigger than us. And I learned that sadly watching my father pass away, but that's why I committed myself to, instead of just saying, oh, F it, I'll get a job so I can be okay. I'm 100% committed my to DLD hardware being successful and to definition knives being successful and the channel being successful, and so I can look my daughter in the face and say, I didn't choose to just give up and do something else. So what I was saying is I totally agree with what you're saying. Choosing to do what you desire to, what you want to, and leaving the mark that you want to leave on the world instead of just doing something else because it's easier or because it's whatever. I commend you for that. So good for you, man.
Thanks, man. And it's always important. Sorry, guys, I had to run for a second. Attend to the family. Both the boys are in there screaming. But it's always, no matter I think how old you are, you're never too late to chase your dreams. So if that's
Yeah.
the one takeaway that anyone can have tonight, if you're fucking miserable at your job or whatever you're doing or struggling in life, it's up to you. You can change. You can make a difference, and it's never too late to make a change.
And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. It's going to put you through the ringer. And for anyone out there that thinks they want to open their own business, run their own business because they want freedom and flexibility and finances, usually you'll just achieve the first two. But also you'll just start working 24/7. So everything is always working all the time. No more 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever. Cass says, "What's LARP's giveaway for 10,000 followers?" We actually were just talking about that. We're gonna work on some things.
I'm gonna figure something out.
Here's what I think. It would be so dope. 36 hours a day, 9 days a week. Yes, back out. You get it. Yeah. Here's what I would say. It would be really dope if we were to take a few companies like Gideon Optics, Goonbeam, maybe Definition Knives, and
some DLD knives, dude.
yeah, make a little like package for folks, and give something away. I think that'd be dope.
I'm all about it. That'd be awesome. I was trying to think of something. We were talking before the show, trying to figure out like what the giveaway is because I've been planning on doing one, but life has just been crazy. I haven't been able to think about or figure out what I want to give away or a product that people would want to give away. It's something that's cool.
Yeah.
But
Dark
knife sounds sweet. Love that.
Bro, JC9, you are such a smart man. I don't think we give JC9 enough credit. So when I was in another field where your presentation and what you look like is one of the most important things, I think, LARPy can understand things like that. Ayo, is it a D-ball?
It is, yeah, but it's not real. It's a fucking $30 airsoft laser that I got because I was going to buy a D-ball D2.
Yeah.
And this laser that I originally wanted, I ended up going with the 3er, IRV after running in a night vision class for like a rental equipment. But this is a laser that I wanted. So I bought the airsoft version to mount on my rifle to get used to the activation and where it sat in the optic and ran it that way without even using utility wise. So it's a fucking $40 laser. I wish it was a real one, guys. I'd love to give it away to
you. Dude, I never would have known, at least from here, that it's not a real
it's even spray painted. I even painted it with the rest of my rifle, so it matched.
Nice. That's gangster.
I'm not that guy.
So let's see. JC9 says, "Dark, are you selling your expensive suits?" So this is actually an excellent idea that I did consider. So I haven't like done any of that, but in the previous field that I was in the real estate world, and everyone is so uptight and what would a word be? Vain. And everything is about what you look like, what you drive, and all that. Like that's how they gauge your character as a person. Anyways, because of that, I have like 2 closets full of like Hart Schaffner Marks suits and jackets and Peter Millar suits and jackets and like crazy like $1,000 jackets, and I was like, man, I could probably just list all that stuff and sell. I'm not gonna. I'll keep it a couple, or whatever. But JC9, you're a smart man. Stifler Manufacturing, what's up, brother? He says DLD After Dark. Hit us up about that with your giveaway idea. Some factors, but we might be able to do something there. Okay, that's what's up, man. That'd be awesome.
Stifler. Now you go back to our generation. That's third American Pie status right there.
Right.
Love it,
dude. Dark, if you don't mind, read my last comment. Thanks for what you do, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's see. I don't see. Oh, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. That's one reason I like having my son visit the channel. I want him exposed to this type of thinking, honor, freedom, faith, etc. Wow. That's awesome, man. That's huge. Just the fact that you would even correlate those words with this channel and our guests, and that's
That's
awesome.
rad.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
That's rad.
Mike McLuhan says, well, fellas, it's that time. Thanks, DLD After Dark. Thanks, Larperators Anonymous, for being a guest tonight. And thanks, everyone watching. Have a good one. I'll catch you later. Mike McLuhan, the Goon, thank you. Appreciate you. So it is a little bit of a shame, unfortunately, that you're going to be having to take a little bit of a step back, but it's also a blessing that it's going to be further. It's going to be a benefit to you, your family, your future, and all that. So that's great. Do you think you don't ever see yourself stepping completely away from the channel? Just
Oh no, I enjoy
okay.
it too much. I enjoy the community too much, and like I said in my videos, I'm literally a single-minded person. This is my whole personality is fucking gear and guns. And
Yeah,
what else I can dream about? Like I don't really play sports. I don't even fucking watch football or baseball or like my whole family's like, oh, it's football season. I'm like, who cares?
yeah.
Like it's kind of like guns and training and the
Hold on,
community.
there's like a football season, like hunting.
Yeah, wait, what? Yeah,
I,
so this is my whole entire kind of like my passion and realm. So definitely never stepping
yeah,
away. Just being a part of it now is fucking rad. Like it's super cool. I
yeah,
met so many good people, and I can't wait. I am going to go to SHOT Show for sure. Actually, wherever View Through Cass is in here, I've already told them the dates, and I was actually saying you because you're rolling to SHOT Show this year, aren't you? Or
yeah,
2025,
yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we definitely got to meet up, and I've had other people in the industry that I've talked to that are like, "Hey, dude, you coming to SHOT Show?" So I definitely want to make it out this year, and I want to bring my buddy View Through Cass out there to like film
Nice,
and hang out and just be part of all of it. Like that just seems fucking rad. And
dude. Depending on, so I was gonna say, depending
no,
on your schedule, around, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on social media, around the first week or two of October, we can talk more offline. Depending on what you're doing, if you think you could make it to right between the Georgia and South Carolina line, I could get you into the Iraq veteran 8888 shoot, the machine gun shoot.
oh, dude.
Yeah, dude.
See, dude, I don't get to shoot machine guns here. I don't even get to handle. I can't even have a rifle with a magazine release. So like,
Two hands, two hands. Sorry,
uh,
Mike, man. Sorry.
yeah. So you see the skill actions there? Yeah, I got it down.
Yeah, man, you can't
That would be
you
super
can't
fun.
fake
Dude.
that stuff.
It would be super fun, dude. Like I said,
Yeah, I know it's short notice though, so I mean, if you can't, I totally get. He likes golf.
I do like golf. Actually, I do have a membership at a local golf club, and I do golf. But I'm awful.
Nice.
Like last time I went golfed, I think I hit a 120. So like I'm not a good golfer. And it's actually
120.
Cass is the one over here. I'm talking shit to him because he fucking sold. He had a Prodigy that was dope though, like all G'd out, and it was a functional Prodigy. It actually worked, and he
Wow.
sold it for California prices to buy new golf clubs. I'm like, bro, how dare you? Yeah, literally. Thank you.
That hurts. That
Everyone in
hurts.
the comments roasted. Tag
Dude,
you through Cass and roast him.
you sold a firearm to purchase sports equipment. If the boog happens tomorrow, what are you gonna do? I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's not your only firearm.
Dude, but he got a steal price for, I mean, what? Because in California with the handgun roster, that gun is not on there. So I think he got like $2,600 or $2,700 for a Prodigy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I don't blame him at the same time. It's kind of like,
that is insanity, dude.
Yeah.
What they have done to you guys, like this is insane. Now, part of it may be the crazy inflation, like the direction our world has gone, like which is crazy.
No, it's just been California gun prices with the roster always. It's just been a shit show. And now if you buy guns new, they added that 11% tax. So we already pay, I think it's 7.5% sales tax in California. And they added an additional 11% that Gavin Newsom called a quote unquote sin tax for people that buy ammunitions and firearms. He literally called it a sin tax that we have to pay an additional 11%. So let's say if you buy a SCAR, and a SCAR here, even a 16 in California is $3,600, you're paying now an extra $400 in taxes on that gun. And then we have DROS fees as well, which is another $35 that they're trying to increase. So you're paying an extra, basically 15%, excuse me, and add your tax to it. an additional like 21 or 22% for your firearms here in California.
Dude, that is absolute insanity. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Actual
it's ridiculous.
craziness.
Yeah,
Dude, man, I couldn't imagine. They're definitely not encouraging people to operate outside of the law by doing these things, right?
definitely not at all. Like good dudes that have no criminal background that would have a family that are normal dudes that buy
Yeah.
a gun and put a 11-round magazine in it, or heaven forbid, fucking bump fire it or put a Fostech trigger or something in it for fun because that's what everyone else does. Or
Yeah.
what's the force reset, an FRT trigger,
Mhm.
and then go to jail. Do not pass go. Don't collect your $200 and go straight to jail for 3 to 5 years, and you're a felon for life for committing
Oh,
no crime. But at the
10
same
years.
time, let all the gangbangers that are in California that are actually shooting and murdering people, and they're out on no cash bail literally the next day.
They get released. Yeah, they're not a
Immediately,
big
because
deal.
you're
They need
racist.
them.
Yeah,
They
you're
need them on the
racist.
streets.
Yeah,
Of course.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's the whole reason they can push more
Yeah.
legislation. They keep the crime happening. The door revolves.
Honoring Intimates says now there are varieties of gifts, but the same spirit, and there are varieties of ministries and the same Lord. First Corinthians. Nice, thank you. I love the quotes. I love the scripture. I love all that stuff. Thank you. Let's see. Do you ever get out in the woods and work on stuff like sustainment and land nav?
So honestly, not as much as I should. Just being transparent. Spend lots of times in the woods camping. I mean, I'm here in Northern California. We literally have Tahoe and the Tahoe National Forest and Truckee within an hour in each direction. So I spend a lot of time outdoor camping. And actually, when I was younger, we used to go up to the Rubicon, which I know you guys don't know what that is, but it's kind of a famous four-wheeling national forest area, and do like overnight camping trips where we just live out of our pack and pitch our tents there or sleep under a fucking tarp, and make fires and
That's
kind of, that was when I was
gangster.
in my 20s. But it's probably been a solid 10 years since I've done any of that. And land nav, yes, I can actually read a compass. I know it's kind of the ongoing joke of the community. I don't have to use
Yeah.
my iPhone. I can read a compass and read a map.
I have a compass.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But one thing I do definitely need to work on is more land nav and also navigating under night vision at night through forest in like dimly lit or pitch black scenarios, because I have zero experience doing that besides the night vision classes I've taken at like an established range.
So I that's one thing I've not done. I have not done any night vision classes. I finally have a set of 31s,
Oh,
and it's
dude.
like, dude, I feel like the Terminator whenever. But it's also you could get sucked in a nod hole where you're looking through your nods, and depending on the placement of them, there's a lot of things to keep in mind when you're running binos. If you get sucked in a nods hole, then you think no one can see you because you're looking through your nods and it's auto gating all the light. You could literally step out into the light and be like, "Dur, dur, dur," like no one can see me, and all of a sudden you're getting smoked. So I would love to do real night vision classes like that. I think it would be, but I would need a laser. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right now, all I have is a silly little Holler Sun laser.
Well, you need better illumination than that for sure. You need a better illuminator on there.
So my illuminator is chef's kiss, because I
Oh,
got the Goon Beam.
good.
Yeah, what is it? 930. Oh, you know what bro, hold on, I got something.
Don't touch it. Don't touch a forbidden.
Just kidding.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a vertical grip. What? Hold on.
Can you run crane plugs? Like, does any of that work in a goon beam?
But can what?
Crane plugs, like your goon beams. Can you
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, I think it has the same
like crane
connection.
plug into your unit? What's the Surefire? The duals that runs in the back of the
Like the Unity,
correct. And
Unity
the
ones.
Surefire, I can't think right now, but the dual switch Surefire.
I
Fuck, remember.
I believe so. I'm not certain, but I believe so. I think I had to double check with Goonbeam. Goonbeam, if you're out there, let me know. Craig, Mark Tucka, Mopka, great to see you. Let's see. I wanted to get a staccato, but it's too expensive. Yes, indeed, it is.
Yeah,
Um,
California prices to a staccato is.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm super behind on chat, you guys. Tech Money, what's up, brother? Great to see you. I don't know where my sack is, but I had a
It's gone.
sack of the it's been gone. So okay, if you go buy a little IR Kim light, Those things are like $15. The big ones can be even more, right? And my buddy started this company. Buddies started this company, Bella Photonics, which is night vision related stuff, and they have a bag of 10 IR illuminators that are 940 nm for $30. You get a bag of 10 of them. They're waterproof for 24 hours, and they run for like the afterglow runs for 72 hours. So you can literally be clearing rooms, pull them out of your kit, drop them on the floor to show that the room has been cleared or whatever. Or if you need to leave a trail, showing, your boys with nods where you went, or whatever signal you need to throw, right? They're a bunch of balls, and you can get a bag of 10 of them for $30. And they run for 3 days, and they're waterproof for 24 hours. They're super dope, man. I highly recommend them. I literally am in the process of uploading those and all the night vision stuff up to DLD hardware. I thought I had a bag right here, bro. But either way, I can get you hooked up with a bag. Actually, Sport Brand, if you're out there, if you want to help get Larpy set up with a bag of those 940 nm illuminator or Hoosie Doodles, let me know. Otherwise, I can get a bag to him too. Just let me know if I have like all of them, but they're around here somewhere.
Dude, back onto Wired Tight's comment about sustainment,
Yep.
biking out, kind of being in the woods. I am curious, do you, like a conversation that's come up is, bug in versus bug out, and even the basic concept of food sustainment and water sustainment in the wild. I'm like, I just got into hunting. It's probably been 5 years. Like I hunted as a kid, but when I say hunt, like shooting squirrels, I wasn't like
Yeah.
processing food or do anything like that. And I really just got into hunting about 5 years ago, talking about like sustainment in the forest, because everyone has this concept in their mind, like, oh shit, it's a fan. I'm going to grab my kit and all my stuff. I'm going to hop in my truck and with my family and drive into the middle of the forest. And just how quickly you'd probably get dysentery and not be able to eat or start a fire or keep warm and die, especially when you have young children. So
Yeah.
I come back to that concept of, I think there's that false sense of security within our community that I'm just bug out. I got all this guns and gear, like I'm fine.
Yeah.
My question was, I'm curious in the comments or chat, like how many of you guys actually hunt? And if you do, like how many of you guys could actually process wild game if you needed to?
Yeah.
Like if you had to bug out somewhere, could you like find actual usable water, make a fire, makeshift shelter, and actually hunt and kill your own food and process it?
Yeah.
Few between.
The first time I opened up a deer, it was like, all right. There's poop and corn all over the place. Dope. Because I thought it would be a good idea. It was my first deer that I ever processed, and I thought that I could open it up with a like 5 or 6 inch Gerber fixed blade, and it was just a terrible decision.
And just punctured all of its organs and just fucking spill stomach acid and food and everything all over your meat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so it wasn't. I was actually very, very careful because the dude that I was with was like, "You ain't got a skinner knife," and I was like, "What?"
That sounds like Virginia to me.
Yeah, right. And we were hunting on private land, and it was really cool. I actually processed his deer because the deer that I shot fucking lived with a 300 blackout lodged in him, and then the next year, my boy saw him again.
He lived? Where'd you fucking punch him with 300 black?
So I used a subsonic 220 grain, and I guess I just caught like his shoulder, whatever. It did not penetrate. It was a Hornady 220 grain with through the Remington 700 AAC model, and it was a 300 blackout subsonic. What are they called? The red tip joints.
The Hornady, the ballistic. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it didn't penetrate, or maybe it hit his shoulder bone, deflected, and dude, I tracked him for
around next season, like just retarded.
Dude,
stuff.
he was like a machine. He was just still rolling, and the crazy thing is, like, we tracked him for 5 hours, and then the blood trail dried up, and I was like, "Bro, this is crazy." So, did you drink the blood of the deer? No, I did not. I did not. But man, ripping out the just know if you guys have not field dressed a deer and processed a deer or larger animals, it can be something to get used to. And if you don't have something like a bobcat to tie it to and back it up, or a tractor or a truck or something like that, like it's challenging. So do it and maybe start on smaller animals like rabbits and squirrels and stuff like that, and where they're, you know, organs are like this big instead of like this big. Um, but man, you literally got to grab their esophagus, heart, like all their stuff, and like
There's mine from, try not to show my actual real name on there, but there was the deer that I got. That was the first deer that I ever killed. And I lung punched him, perfect shot, 220 yards, waited for probably 10 minutes. I did carry a tripod with me and shot him with a 300 grain, or excuse me, 308. And it was 157 grain, same thing, Hornady match,
wow.
whatever. Hit him, dropped him immediately, went over to grab him to field dress him. And the best part is I'm with my good buddy who's the paramedic on a fire truck. So, and he works in Richmond, which is like, for all you guys to know, it's ghetto. It's like the ghetto area of the
It's
Bay Area.
hood.
Lots of shooting, stabbings, all that shit. So,
Actually, the movie, what was the basketball coach movie?
yeah, Coach Carter.
Coach Carter, that was shot in, well, it was supposed to be in Richmond. I don't know if all of it was shot there, but yeah,
Yeah. It's like in the hood. Anyway, we get there, we start field dressing this deer, and and we both have gloves on. We're kind of just going at it, and he's just up to his elbow all the way, just up. It's not its asshole, but by the bottom of it, grabbing its trachea.
yeah,
You know. And so then I get my knife out. It's got a hook on the end of it, so you can grab that trachea and rip it out. And he
yeah.
goes, "Oh, dude, just get in there," and grabs my hand and just shoves it in there. You know, it's been dead for 5 minutes, still warm. Yeah,
Yeah.
we already pulled a lot of the guts out, but the trachea was the last thing that was holding everything in. So
Mhm.
you get in, you're grabbing on it. It feels like just a giant rubber band. It's just like almost like calamari, but even harder than that. We're just like ripping this thing with a knife, and we get it out, and so then he's just pulling out all these guts and throwing them on the ground. You know, and it was
Yeah.
hysterical. He didn't even flinch, and I was kind of like, "Holy shit!" You know, the first time we went out, and then
Yeah.
like you were saying, we had to carry the deer, and he wasn't big. He probably weighed maybe 200 pounds. But just how awkward it is to carry a deer, we had to carry him probably 300 or 400 yards to the main road so we can get our
Yeah.
three-wheeler to pick this thing up and tow it back up to the cabin. And
It's
it was covered
crazy.
in ticks too, and it was just like, dude, it was the
Yeah.
first experience was definitely a trip, but after that it gets easier, of course. But
Yeah. Well, and the amount of work, like you're saying, like, you know, if you can't lug around that there was one moment where for us to go track that other deer for, I mean, literally 5 hours, we had to leave this other deer out in the cold, and we were just like, you know, hopefully it'll be fine, you know. And we ended up throwing all the guts out there, and it was like, yeah, that's for the vultures later, you know.
yeah,
But also, dude, if for folks out there that are maybe hunting like on their own land, you can totally throw down a bunch of you know, guts and stuff like into your soil, and then throw a little bit of guts on top of it. That way, you know, vultures and animals still come and they eat it and they poop there, and then that fertilizes the grass. But then, as the guts and nasty stuff starts to decomp, it will literally fertilize your soil too.
Hmm.
So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. It's like, okay, like using every single possible thing you could use on the animal. I don't know that I would use the fur personally, like you said, like it's covered in ticks and
yeah,
mange and just
it
nasty
was
shit.
nasty. Yeah,
Yeah, unless it's like a polar bear, I'm probably not touching that shit, you know? Yeah,
that'd be gross.
yeah. But dude, that's it's a lot of work. It's if you're not like physically in good shape, it's very difficult.
That's rough.
If you don't have a vehicle or a small utility vehicle, you may be lugging hundreds of pounds of carcass back to wherever, you know. So that's a great point. Yeah, that's really important. And we also cannot rely solely on hunting when imagine this. So let's just say our country, okay? So in the first 3 months, everything falls apart, you know, and half the people die like that, okay? The other half of the people that still survive, you would have to imagine that they're pretty tough, they're pretty prepared, and they're pretty, they're, probably a little bit more, or they're cowards. Either way, it's,
One of the two, yeah.
but the other half of the people that are in the country, they're going to be hunting. They're going to be destroying the animal population because there's going to be no other choice. So we have to supplement our food for for anyone that's living a life of preparation, to not just be stuff that you pack in your closet and your garage and whatever, but also not just relying on hunting. And anyone out there, if you're saying that you are a man of God and that you are, standing for what's right and righteous and all the stuff that we say all the time, I don't want to hear any person say, well, I don't need to prep. I don't need to prep water, food, shelter, security. All I need to do is have guns, because then I can have anything I want, because I'll take it from other people. That is the coward's way of preparedness. That is the absolute worst possible thing you could do. Our job when the world falls apart, and I believe it will, is to bless other people, but not be a fool, but to bless other people. So remember that.
That's a solid point. Be be a part of the community. Build it up, not tear it down. We're going to need
Yep.
each other if something like that ever happened, which
Yep.
hopefully in our lifetime it doesn't. But we'll see.
Oh, that's a good point. I've tanned deer hides. The ticks drown in the process. Okay, nice.
Oh, interesting.
Brain tan. You brain tan? You tan it with brains? What? That's a thing?
Haven't you ever hit up a lector, dude?
For real? Can you cook and eat? Or I don't know. Most states want you to field dress on site to lessen the chance of spreading disease like chronic waste. Yeah, dude. I heard CWD. That's crazy. That's like bad. Yeah, it's real brains. What? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So, question, Larpy. I'm sorry, I've been all over the place tonight, dude.
No, you're all good. We're just here to have fun, dude.
Usually, sorry, go ahead.
No, I said I'm sure to have fun, dude. That's why I'm
I
back on.
appreciate it. So are you still rocking the 365X macro Cali division, or what are you rocking?
Yeah, it's still 365. This $1,700 365X macro.
God, man, that's crazy.
Still running that, and that's just I have this. Hope I can't pick it up, but yeah, Glock 19 that I have this kind of just Gucci'd out, and that's my other concealed carry gun. And we're only allowed to have 3 guns in the county that I'm in on my permit. We can't, and you have to qualify with each firearm, and then they take the serial numbers, the make and model, and then you have to submit those to your issuing agency when you apply for a permit. So it's listed on your physical permit. So if you're carrying a firearm outside of that, you're technically then an unlicensed carrier, and they treat you just as they would if you were carrying a concealed firearm without a CCW.
So they'll release you the next day on cash bail.
Probably, yeah. So I have Glock 19 on there, the 365X macro, which it used to just be a 365, smaller gun that I could carry because I have so many kids, and I was like lugging a diaper bag around or a kid on my arm or something. So I wanted something smaller, easier to carry.
Yeah.
But also I just wanted something that was easier to shoot with more capacity. So I just went the X macro route, and I do love that gun. And I'm not like a huge SIG fanboy. I never have been, but just whatever voodoo they put in there when the 365 first came out with how small it was with 10 round capacity.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, I have to have one, because we were only allowed to have 10 rounds here anyway. So like I needed a 365. But then, of course, I legally acquired all of my other magazines that are above 10 rounds, which is,
of course,
I acquired all those during Freedom Week. For all you guys that are in California, there was a week in time frame back in 2018 where we legally could purchase and acquire any capacity magazine that we wanted, and we're still allowed to maintain and use and carry those magazines. Depending on your issuing agency, some still say, hey, you can only carry 10 rounds. Luckily, my agency or issuing agency does not. So I can legally carry standard capacity magazines with my carry firearms.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I actually have a righteous amount of ammunition to defend myself. I'm not neutered.
Nice. Yeah. For the fellows out there that maybe also in California or just make sure that depending on what magazines you have, most magazines do have those little stamps of clocks, and those stamps of clocks showcase exactly when those items were made and manufactured. So if you're like, oh, I bought these during X time, and the manufacturing stamps on those are after said time, you may end up in a little bit of trouble. So just be aware. But stamped steel magazines don't
Yeah.
tend to have those stamps on them.
USGI magazines are the way to go. And like a Magpul looking directly at you. Why do you put the
Mhm.
speech codes on there, dude? Like, get rid of those.
Because you know why? Because they need to, because of the stupid NSN number for
Yeah,
the
military.
military. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I guess that kind of
yeah.
makes sense, but it's just a shit to the rest of us in some less free states. But nothing that I would ever recommend doing that's illegal. But if a soldering iron happened to fall in your magazine,
That'd be terrible,
that would be an absolute travesty.
Yeah, yeah. Is that a California CCW? Yes. Yeah, he's talking I think Mark Tucker came in here a little late, so he is in Cali, and he does have a permit to carry a concealed firearm.
It's actually pretty surprising now. I mean, after Bruin, things changed quite a bit. It actually got worse for us here because they created the Bruin response bill, trying to ban and carry everywhere and make the process more difficult. But you'd be surprised, actually, if you looked at a map, how many agencies are issuing permits here. You guys would be surprised. It's pretty much almost every single locality now is issuing a permit, and it's not. I mean, I'd probably tell you it's not terribly difficult, but you guys probably laugh with how retarded the process is.
Mhm.
But it shouldn't exist at all. Let's just get that out of the way. It's all unconstitutional. It's all
Of
bullshit.
course. Yeah.
But it's not terribly egregious. I mean, it still does take you probably 90 to 120 days. Some people it takes longer. It just depends. And then we actually did just get a solid decision. I haven't read too much into it yet, where California is now being forced to issue out-of-state permits, which was
Mhm.
never a thing. You always had to be a resident here to be issued a CCW permit. So now they're
Yeah.
being forced to issue out-of-state permits, which is great.
Mhm.
We
New
should
York is too.
yeah, they're being forced to because their Bruin response bills were so retarded that they just went too far. So now people are reeling it back in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Kyle. You're a great man, and appreciate all the work you put into it, man. You're out there in Kentucky, fighting the good fight, and I appreciate you. And guys, check out Anderson Manufacturing, and if you use code Delta Alpha Romeo Kilo, you'll be able to save something off of something. So do that, and appreciate you guys. And Kyle, appreciate you, my man.
Thanks, Karen. Appreciate
My
you being on, dude.
Yeah, you guys definitely got to link up, and also my frontline Anderson Gay R15 just arrived in my FFL. I just got to go like pick it up and stuff. But it's so funny because all the dudes there are like, it's kind of embarrassing. I go in and they're like, "Yo, did y'all know he's a YouTuber? He's a YouTuber. He's picking up this company sending this." He's like, "What do you get? What you got? We got who sent you what?" And like, I'm kind of excited to go in there and be like, "Yo, I got an Anderson," and they may be like, "Huh?" at first, but then I get to tell the story. It's cool.
Yeah,
Like, I'm excited. Yeah,
and everyone else makes the poverty pony comment. That's the one you'll see like on all forums and all that shit. Which, full transparency, I have no experience with Anderson Manufacturing. I have only what I've seen online. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see what their frontline
yeah.
line is like, because I know it's their higher tier line.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. Like that's an Anderson, and it's built on a Noveske barrel, the machine gunner barrel, Noveske gas tube, gas block, and that one actually has a battle arms development, BCG and bolt, and some other Geisley parts, BCM parts, and just like whatever I had laying around. And it's a Gucci rifle, and it's pistol, and it's on an Anderson upper and lower, and I'm repping that shit, bro. It's the frag out, laser engraved. It's gorgeous, man. It's awesome.
That's fucking rad. Again, it's like going back to that concept of budget doesn't mean cheap necessarily. Because everyone
Mhm.
else associates like, hey, it's a budget-minded rifle, or it's budget rifle, budget plate
Yeah,
carrier, budget helmets. Everyone's like, oh, it's some cheap piece of shit. That's
yeah,
not necessarily true.
yep.
Like not
There may
everyone,
be some restrictions, but
for sure. I mean,
yeah,
obviously the quality control, maybe some of the steels that are used. it might not be up to spec. Obviously, it's like a knight's armament. I mean, like we don't have no delusions here, or even like a Geisley or a DD. But I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I personally do not have high regards for Daniel Defense at all.
so is that based off of politics or is that based off of product?
That is based off my personal experience with their products, and it's based off of their current pricing structure with their products. And I believe that if you're going to spend an exorbitant amount of money on a basically mil spec rifle with a fancy rail, buy a Geisley Super Duty for way less, and it will outperform any Daniel Defense on the market. Hand to God.
I would agree with you. Like today, if someone was like, "Hey, you're buying a DDM4, what is it, the SOCOM or like the not the URGI, that's the Geisley. I'm trying to think. It was the like a Block 2 upper, at the RIS 2, the 14.5 inch, or even like the RIS 3 rails now. Like they're super rad. Like DD makes good shit. They make good barrels. But today, if I was to go spend the money, either I'm buying a URGI upper or like a Block 2 upper, I for sure hands down buy the URGI upper as well.
Yeah.
For the same price, it's probably cheaper than what DD sells their products for because it's gotten fucking expensive.
Oh yeah. And I'm telling you guys out there, we've been talking about this for a long time. Geisley, the Super Duty Geisley rifles, we will see a point where they reach the cost of Knight's armament. We are going to see that. So remember, last October, we told all you guys, hey, freaking AI. Last October, we told you guys that you can buy a Geisley Super Duty in Luna Black for $1,239. Okay, $1,239. Right now, their uppers alone. Okay, just the upper alone is going for $1,410. They've gotten all of these contracts. Most of their production is going to fulfill those contracts, and then whatever they have left will go to the civilians, which is going to end up increasing the price because the amount that's going to civilians is less and the people that want it is more. So it's obviously basic supply and demand. However, when all of them are sold out and unavailable, what happens? The secondary market, things get sold in the secondary market at a way inflated price, and then all of a sudden those become the prices. And twice a year, Geisley will put out discounts, and they'll sell their super duties for a really affordable price.
Like Black Friday, that's the day, or like Labor Day weekend. Like now,
Yep.
There's gnarly sales going on, and that's definitely the time to jump on a Geisley.
Absolutely, yeah, and they also increase their prices too. So as they do sales, they do increase pricing, twice a year too. So keep an eye out, y'all. If you see the price continue to go up, but you also see these deals pop up like twice a year, if you can afford it, if you have to sell 2 of your PSAs and grab some extra cash to buy a Super Duty, I would recommend it. And one day you'll be hitting me up coming into my live show when I'm 73 years old and be like, "Oh, Dark, you were so right. My Super Duty is worth $17,000."
And I've shot 100,000 rounds through it, and it's still going.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you watch Golden Web on YouTube? He does like the machine gun burn downs and takes different uppers. Or like the Geisley, I think it was their H-bar upper. He did a video on that, and it had
1,633 rounds.
It was either the highest ranked one on the whole channel, and then it was cool. The fucking barrel bent or sagged or the gas block or something, but they sent it back to Geisley, and then Geisley did a dedicated video on figuring out what the failure points were.
I was blown away.
Just how transparent Geisley was on top of that. Like, dude, Geisley, peak marketing. Like,
very good.
Round of applause.
Yeah, I was blown away when I saw Geisley do a response video, and they called it what's when you open up a dead body?
Not dissecting. Autopsy.
Yeah, it was like the Golden Web burn down autopsy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what a great way to like just everything. The title, the transparency, the honesty, and their original just standard Super Duty upper ran almost 1,000 rounds. And
that's not what the gun's meant for.
Exactly, and this is the beautiful thing. It's that anyone that knows how ARs work, ARs are where if you run full auto constantly back to back to back to back to back, almost every single um, decent DI gas AR is going to run from somewhere between 600 to 900 rounds, usually 7 to 900. Some hit 1,000, but for the standard Super Duty to hit almost 1,000, it was dope. For their new H bar upper to hit 1,633 is insanity. By the way, Toy Tanning says, I want to laser one of my 80 percenters with the Anderson pony banging the colt horse. I love that. That is awesome. Rudy Finney, brother, great to see you, man. Appreciate you. Autopsy, autopsy. Yes, all you guys were right. Yes, we love the Blemula. We love the Blemula. Yeah, man. Well, I know we gotta wrap it up, but I'll help you with a giveaway to your people, and we'll see what we can whip up for them.
You're bigly appreciated. You're a fantastic person, as I've been saying. We'll do big giveaways forever, and everyone will love you tremendously.
Always.
Always and forever.
Oh, we actually have a caller. Okay, let's go ahead and call her. Go ahead and state your name.
Listen, folks, DLD After Dark is hands down the best podcast in the country. I mean, hands down, folks. There's
Thank
no
you.
other live stream like it. That dark guy really knows what he's talking about.
Wow.
Oh, and fuck the ATF.
I
based,
concur.
too.
Very based. Caller, what was your name? You said you sound familiar.
Gigantic faggots. Faggots known by powerful people with the biggest, tightest buttholes, believe me.
I know a tight butthole when I see one.
That's so bad. I know. That'll be the one that cans me right there.
You made it 2 hours in.
Hey, B Fairchild's brother, good to see you, man. Gerchop Burgles turds. I miss Gerchop, man. I hope he's in here somewhere. Good to see you, bro. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up, man. Anything else you want to close out with, or any fatherly advice or wise words you want to leave on the people?
Dad advice. No. Just want to say thank you to DLD. Thanks, dude. Like I said, I was having a great time on the show, so thank you for having me back on. I was looking forward to this for weeks now until we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Looking forward to being back on again soon. And I guess the last thing I would say is, everyone chase your dreams. If you have dreams, don't give up on them, no matter your age or what you're doing. And also with your children, I test myself on this all the time, but be patient. My patience runs thin. I know everyone's does after long days of work and, extracurriculars and everything we have going on. But your child has one childhood. Make the best of it with them. All your child wants to do is be your best friend when they're that young. They wait all day to see you. So just be the dad that you can be. And
it's so funny that I feel like we see certain things at certain times, like either when we're prepared to digest the information, or there's this like saying where, like, a man can never enter the same river but once, because when the man returns, the river has changed and so is the man, right?
Yeah.
And you could hear something over and over and over and over, but that one time you hear it and it just hits you and sticks with you. I've heard this a lot, but on that same vein that you were just mentioning, and this is kind of, maybe it's because it's kind of happened with me recently. Your children, you become the inner voice of your children. And I saw this thing on Instagram, and it was interesting, but basically you become the inner voice of your children. So don't become your child's future self-critic, your child's future, like whatever, just anything from like a negative perspective, or like self-doubt and all those things. Uplift them, start their day with love. Like they had said in the video, we need to stop yelling at our children before bed and expecting them to have a good night's sleep. We need to stop screaming at them in the morning and expecting them to have a good day. Like, we need to speak love into their life, speak God into their life. And, because we're going to become their inner voice in the future, like, we get to decide. A lot of times, when my patience runs short, like you're saying, it's because I'm like thinking, man, this is so bad and so like worldly, and honestly, I think it's the evil of the world kind of slipping into our lives and families. But it's like, oh gosh, you're such a inconvenience on my life, you know. And it's like, no, like you're the most beautiful thing I've ever created, you
Yeah.
know. So you know, we just need to remember that, and if we truly believe that when we say things like that, then we need to make sure that we're on point when we talk to them, when we put them to bed, when we wake them up, when we, you know, all that. So anyway, yeah, I love that, and I totally agree.
And also, if you have spouses too, like myself, it's makes it hard when you have kids, to put them first and work on your marriage. But that's also, become a super important point in my life as well, because kids take so much precedent, and so does work, and being a supportive father and a provider for your family, that sometimes the marriage becomes the last thing.
Yeah.
So for all you dudes out there that are married, treat your wife like a queen. And I can listen to my own advice sometimes, for sure. But when you focus on your marriage, a good childhood will follow that. Your kids will see the way that you treat your wife, and will be just knowing being raised in a loving and caring household.
Yeah.
So
Super important. Yeah. Appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you and everyone out there. I'm surprised we still got almost 50 people in here. That's awesome. I would encourage all you guys to, if you don't already, subscribe to Larperators Anonymous, and just make sure that we show everyone that's here, everyone that came in here, all the companies in here. We need to make sure we show them support, because we're going through extremely difficult times right now, and you never know what internal battle someone is going through themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So by us supporting these other companies, by us supporting companies like Goonbeam or like Gideon Optics or like, Tack Knives, the homies, or, the knife company we're launching shortly, Definition Knives, like, supporting each other in a circle. I'm saying, support me, guys. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Cheeseburgers, man.
I'm saying, like, support the homies that support us, right? Like, why give your money to like just Optics Planet, right? Or why give your money to just Brownells? Or why, like, let's support each other. And you can do all those things, you can support them too, but let's make sure that we do the right thing. And look, coming in right on time, Honoring Intimate says, behold, children are an inheritance of Yahweh. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's from Psalms. So yeah, we need to make sure we support each other as well. In closing, I want to remind all of you guys that right now is the time for you to get right with your family and for you to get right with God. At the end of every single show, I always tell you guys, right now is the time for us to take a stand for what's right, take a stand for what's righteous. A lot of people say, like, oh, you're a Christian, so therefore you turn the other cheek. And you are put here to be a warrior of God, and you're supposed to stand up for what's right and righteous. So remember that. And some of the ways that we do that is making sure that we hold ourselves to higher standards, that we hold ourselves to higher expectations and standards and accountability. And some of the rules that I like to share with you guys in doing that are: rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution. Give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. Also, number 3, my favorite, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Larperators Anonymous, thank you so much. And everyone, go do something good and stuff. And yeah, we're out of here. Thank you. And go subscribe to his channel right now.
Right now.
All right. And remember, we need to, even though I disagree with everything from this administration, I believe this administration is evil. We need to also pray for the kings and queens and those in leadership, even though
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
even though at times we feel that they may not deserve it. Who are we to judge? We need to pray for the kings and queens and those in leadership. Love y'all. Take it easy. Thank you, Larpy.
Thanks, guys.